Hello and welcome to the 2017 Project for Awesome. Whoa! Hank? Hi.
Hello! I just realized I don't have headphones and I probably should.
Go get some headphones.
Hello,
while I
can you hear me?
Oh, pow! We can hear you, but it's very loud. So go get some headphones with a microphone or something.
Oh, wow. I should also probably turn off the sound of my own.
Wow, Hank was
video.
Totally unprepared.
That's terrible. I guess I'll just close the video and then I'll turn this on.
Okay, Hank is still totally unprepared for the 2017 Project for Awesome. Hank,
I still can't hear you. I need to turn this on. That's what I need to do.
Oh,
it
wow.
won't work. It doesn't do it.
Hank,
someone help me.
Oh God,
Someone
Hank, put on. Hank,
I don't know that actually solves the problem, Nick.
Hank, go put on some headphones.
How do I turn the Jabra up?
Headphones, please, God. Oh my God.
But
oh,
I'm here. I'm surrounded by people
like a week to get ready for this, and Hank is totally unprepared. But that's okay. Thanks to everybody who's donated already. Oh my God. I'm trying to talk. I just need you to shut up.
The Jabra.
Can somebody snap use the tell Hank to be quiet. There we go. That's much better. A muted Hank. It'll work out. Hank right now is just going to be just a beautiful creature who gives a thumbs up occasionally. Yeah, that's it. He's all okay. This is the one that's gonna work. Oh, I think that was pretty good. Happy Project for Awesome, everybody. It is the 11th annual. Oh, Hank has one as well. It's the 11th. Hank also apparently did not prepare his confetti cannon. There we go. It's the 11th annual Project for Awesome. We're so excited for all of you to be here. Thank you for joining us. This is really, really awesome. Already, I just want to give you a sense of where we are already. Hold on.
Oh.
Okay, I wanted to give you a sense of where we are already. We've raised $550,000 for. Hey, there is a very loud noise coming out of your computer.
I disagree.
Okay, maybe you just. Okay. Well, it's fine. We have already raised almost $550,000 for different for Save the Children and Last Mile Health, the two organizations that are that this year's Project for Awesome is benefiting. I just want to give you an update real quickly, and then I'll turn it over to Hank. There are so many amazing perks that you can get at projectforawesome.com/donate. For those of you who are new to the Project for Awesome, every year the YouTube community and online nerds in general come together to do this, to make amazing stuff together. And we watch videos, we make videos about our favorite charities, and we also raise lots of money. So you can get lots of perks. The perks change throughout the 48 hours, but right now we have many of our favorite perks available. Hank, do you want to go through some of them?
Yeah, John, we have already raised $100,000 through the Indiegogo, and that has happened over the last couple of days, but I also have this thing that makes a noise on my computer every time someone donates, and it's going crazy right now. And you can see on the live stream, we had this developed very short notice by a man named Oliver and Ash, who did the design for it. You can see what people are getting. Like Valerie just got the painted rock. Thank you, Valerie. I'm painting rocks. I didn't bring any in, but I have done some already. But I'm painting little anglerfish on rocks, and that's my anglerfish perk this year. So I am excited about that because I think they look really good. But we also have a number of, so Jennifer just got it too. It's a very limited edition of painted rocks. But we've also got a number of regular Project for Awesome like merchandise items that I always get every year. If you go to projectforawesome.com/donate, you can find the commemorative coin, which we've had for many years running, and it's nice to have a bunch of them. Apparently, John, you're doing probably signed turtles. Is that correct?
Well, they're actually definitely signed. So while we were on tour, Hank, there were some probably signed turtles that we would leave at like roadside pit stops while we were traveling the country. We have 45 of those turtles left over. They'll definitely be signed. The question is whether they will be signed by both you and me or just me, because you signed a few of them.
I did.
So there is a little bit of luck involved, but it will definitely be signed by me. It's a nice, I was going to say it's a high quality plastic turtle, but that would be misleading.
John, do you want to see a magic trick?
I mean, a little bit of yes, a little bit of no. What's the magic trick?
I had 2 hats on my hat. I've got 2 hats.
By the way, you can't see it in my frame, but I brought Harry Styles.
Oh, good.
I brought Harry Styles to the show. I just felt like he might want to. Yeah, I just thought he might want to be here. It's a nice moment for Harry. As you can see, we've got him in festive winter gear. We try to keep Harry. You know, we keep things changing for him. I want to go through some of the other perks you can get right now at projectforawesome.com/donate. You can donate, and 100% of the proceeds from your donations are split between Save the Children and Partners in Health. I mean, well, that's last year's charity, Last Mile Health. I'm probably going to make that mistake a bunch of times. Both of which are really wonderful organizations, and in fact, shortly on the live stream, we'll be talking to the CEO of Last Mile Health, Raj Punjabi, about his work. In Liberia, there's a fire truck outside, so I apologize if it's loud. Employing and training community healthcare workers to transform their primary healthcare delivery system in Liberia. Save the Children, of course, is an organization with huge global reach, and all of the money that you donate, less the cost of producing and shipping any physical perks that you get, will be split between those 2 organizations during the first half of the Project for Awesome, and they are both really great homes for your money. We have worked a lot with Save the Children over the last 10 years, and the work that Last Mile Health is doing is really innovative and fascinating and really transformative. And right now, during the first half of the P4A, every $1 you donate will actually count as $4 because it's going to be matched by Hank and me, and also other donors, other nerd fighters who have added to the matching fund. Whose names we'll be reading shortly. And also both Last Mile Health and Save the Children donors are matching your donations as well. So every $1 you donate counts as $4. If you can donate $10 to the 2017 Project for Awesome, that's a $40 donation. If you can donate $100, that's $400. If you can donate $100,000, we're done. We could just shut it down. Also, I think if you donate more than $500, Hank's computer makes an annoying trumpet noise. So there's that to win.
I brought my balloons over so that would be more festive. But my
I have a balloon too. I don't know where it is, but I'm going to pop off this champagne popper right now. I just want to. Boop. Woo! God, I love a good champagne popper. Whoa!
Scared everyone in the audience a lot.
Did somebody donate $500? Is that why that noise happened?
I mean, the situation is that we've decided to do this from the Complexly World headquarters here in Missoula, Montana, where people work.
Yeah. People work here too. Oh, there's the turtle. I don't know if you can see. You can't see him, but there's my. He's way up there. That's my. They got me a turtle balloon to celebrate the Project for Awesome here at the Indianapolis headquarters of Complexly. So anyway, I want to go through some more of the perks that you can get at projectforawesome.com/donate. We have such amazing perks this year. So you guys may be familiar with the New Zealand nickel, the 5-cent piece. It's the only coin ever minted with a tuatara on it. If you make a $100 donation to this year's Project for Awesome to support Last Mile Health and Save the Children, I will send you one of my tuatara coins, one of my New Zealand nickels. And also, I will send you a signed letter explaining why this tuatara coin has become for me a symbol of hope and positivity and human connectedness and all that is good in the world. So if you can afford to make a $100 donation to the Project for Awesome, you can get that. Also, there are so many digital perks this year, from a Project for Awesome exclusive episode of our podcast, Dear Hank and John, to Hank, both of our spouses are doing a Project for Awesome exclusive podcast called Dear Catherine and Sarah. Pretty excited about that. Also, there is a 100 days workout video. If you followed my best friend Chris and I on our 100-day fitness journey, we're going to do a full 1-hour workout video for you that you can work out with. Like it's like P90X, except starring Chris and me. I'm pretty excited about that. Hank and Catherine are playing Super Mario Brothers. You can get that perk as well if you get the digital download bundle. And there's so many others. Catherine, my wife Sarah, and I are doing the movie Rushmore. We're going to be watching the movie Rushmore and doing DVD commentary. That's mostly for Hank. So then you can play the audio file while you're watching the movie Rushmore, and it'll be like watching Rushmore with Sarah and me, Hank, and maybe that will finally motivate you to watch Rushmore, the greatest movie ever.
The digital download bundle is a remarkable value.
It is.
Contains literally thousands of dollars of value.
I don't know that that's literally true. Also, we should say that the Foundation to Decrease World Suck, our charity, is a real charity, and your donations are tax deductible if you're the sort of person who itemizes your deductions. So also, there are a couple of really expensive perks that I want to highlight in case somebody's looking to spend a lot of money. One is that you can go to an AFC Wimbledon game with me. We will figure out when, and you have to get to London, but I will pay for the meal before and the ticket, and we'll have a great time. And we'll get to watch high-quality third-tier English football together. Also, you can choose the phrase of the week if you're a fan of our podcast. You can choose a phrase of the week, and we'll shout you out on Dear Hank and John. There's other ways to get shouted out on Dear Hank and John via donations as well. And then there's the Vlog Brothers 2018 calendar designed by the great Karen Cavett. About a quarter of those are already gone, but it features 12 pictures of Hank being silly and me being serious, which is on brand.
I just love the trumpet noise so much.
Did somebody just donate enough to get a trumpet noise?
I think we're still at $100 on the trumpet noise. We may have
all right. Well, I appreciate everybody who's donating $100. I like that the trumpet noise has been turned way down for me. It was extremely loud for a while. So thank you for thanks for taking that down a notch. We've now raised over $560,000 already, 11 minutes into the Project for Awesome. Hank, if the first 11 minutes of the Project for Awesome are any indication, we're going to raise a lot of money.
I've never been more annoyed by a balloon in my life. There's one balloon, and I know that I could fix this problem, but it just keeps touching my party hat, and it keeps coming back. It's almost as if physics are at play.
Hey, Hank, I just got an email. I got to interrupt you real quick. I just got an email. Do you know Janneke, the Dutch nerd fighter? Do you remember Janneke? Anyway, she's great. She like babysat for our kid while we were in the Netherlands, but you weren't there for that. Anyway, Janneke met her spouse Bouke at a nerd fighter gathering in Amsterdam, and they just had a baby.
Oh,
she's a little redhead. Oh, goodness. And her name is Dutch, so I can't pronounce it. Lienne. I'm so bad at my Dutch. Anyway, over at projectforawesome.com, you can also, if you've made a Project for Awesome video, please submit it at projectforawesome.com. And a little bit later, we'll start watching videos together, and we'll be choosing which videos together as a community. You can vote for your favorite Project for Awesome videos and the charities they represent, so that you choose basically what charities we support during the second half of the Project for Awesome. So that's all up to you over at projectforawesome.com. Already hundreds of videos have been submitted. So thanks to everybody who made Project for Awesome videos. We'll be watching them throughout the 48-hour live stream, but also hopefully you'll be watching, those of you who are in the live stream will be watching them on your own and voting for the charities that you want us to support. Hank, I thought your Project for Awesome video was great.
Thank you. Already watched it?
I did.
Oh, thank you for doing that. I was up real late last night getting stuff done, and that was one of the things, including our special Project for Awesome Dear Hank and John, which I edited because things are very busy around here.
Yeah.
Nick is even in his office right now. What do you got?
Hank, what's happening?
Victoria's delivering perks over here.
Oh wow! Well, I really like the troll you have in the background. My kids are big fans of that movie, and they also really like the Troll Christmas special and have watched it every single day. Another $100 donation. That trumpet sound doesn't get old at all.
Dear Hank and John personal message. Yeah, it probably would be a little bit problematic if that was playing loudly on the stream right now.
Somebody also just got the AFC Wimbledon, is going to go to an AFC Wimbledon game with me. By the way, we don't know what date's going to be. We'll send out a doodle, and we'll just pick a game that works for everybody. I just want to thank a few people who've recently donated. Hank, while you prepare to talk more about perks or the subject of your choosing. Robin just donated to get the pressed pennies. It's a great way to solve pennies. Oh, I haven't talked about the deleted scenes from my book, Turtles All the Way Down, another one of the digital perks that comes with the digital perk bundle. I'm going to read a couple of deleted scenes from my book, Turtles All the Way Down, and in both cases, you'll be like, oh, well, it's very clear why those were deleted. But I'm also going to talk about how I got, why I wrote those scenes and what ended up in their place, and how the horribleness of those scenes led to what is hopefully a better book in the end. And one of them is, just to prepare everyone, it is a shootout that takes place at a Chuck E. Cheese. I'm not proud. Tamara just donated to get the DFTBA knitting pattern. Jared and Sarah both got the digital download bundle. Aaron got the 100 days workout video, which again, that's a high quality perk, because you're going to get fit for $10, and that counts as a $40 donation to Last Mile Health and Save the Children, because all your donations are being matched. Katarina just got the super mystery perk. We got a lot of mystery perks this year, including some super mystery perks. Ella just got the Project for Awesome bandana. Elizabeth got a Dear Hank and John personal message. We will be doing those throughout the year on our podcast, Dear Hank and John. Nice little. Well, you choose the message, but we have the right to approve it. Hank, what else is going on? Oh, and
I'm here.
Diana and Micah just also got the digital download bundle. So lots of donations coming in. They're coming in much faster than we can thank everybody, but thank you all for donating at projectforawesome.com/donate. This is, we're off to an amazing start. We're already at $117,000, 16 minutes into the 2017 Project for Awesome.
I don't actually know how, if these perks are available right now. But
sure, just stay with them.
These are the props from our photo shoot that we did for the calendar.
Great, we'll make them available.
There's the plates that we ate off of when we had our dinner together. There's this life preserver that you wore while I was having fun and you were being safe. We signed things, and they are, yes, and so we are making them available. It was a really good time. That photo shoot that we did.
We had a great time. It was right before VidCon, and the photographer was fantastic. And also, I don't know, for some reason, Hank and I were clicking. You know, sometimes we click, sometimes we don't.
Well, John was having a bad day leading up to it with just like difficult job things.
Difficult, lemon difficult. Yeah, work. Turtles All the Way Down was stressing me out.
Yeah. So,
now. Oh, that reminds me, you can also get a signed copy of Turtles All the Way Down for a $60 donation, which counts as $240 to Save the Children and Last Mile Health. You can, if you missed out on one of the 200,000 signed copies of Turtles All the Way Down, you can get one. Penguin donated the book, so thank you very much to Penguin for donating them, and especially to my publisher, Julie Strauss-Gable, who's donated 1,000 books, I think, every year of the Project for Awesome that we've been doing this fundraiser. And you will get, you will either get a hand-drawn spiral. I draw these spirals that look like, spirals look in my brain. And it'll either have a spiral or it'll have a Yeti drawn by my lovely spouse, Sarah. So the Yeti, you don't know what you're going to get. It could be a Yeti, it could be a spiral, but regardless, it'll be great.
The Yetis are very good. I like them very much. The Project for Awesome, the donation Vlogbrothers calendar, in which John and I are silly, and
yes.
There's a graph of me getting hit in the brain with champagne. That is, I appear to have just frozen for a second. That is available. It's $25. We've sold 289 of 1,000 of them. So if you want one of those, it looks like they're going to all be gone by the end of the Project for Awesome. We've also got Nerdfighter art. So this is a thing that we've been doing for several years, where Nerdfighters actually organize themselves to create a bunch of pieces of very cool art, and then will ship us, like, each person will ship us like 10, 20, 30 pieces of the art that they do, and then you send those out. And this is $40, and each one of these things, in my opinion, is worth way more than $40. But we've had 89 of 500 of them claimed, so that's definitely going to be something that's going to sell out. I'm just telling you the things that are going to sell out that you should get right now, because you know, I don't want you to miss out, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think that's great.
I also like the little ding noise every time.
The ding noise is great. Sorry, I was talking to the people behind the scenes, which is just going to be a factor in the next 48 hours. I wanted to say hi. Hold on, I got to hit refresh to see something. I wanted to say hi to all the people in the chat too who feel like we haven't been paying attention to them, because we haven't been. Yes, you can submit two videos for 2 charities. Was that another $100 donation, Hank?
Yeah.
And Untapped Inkwell points out that it is important to be watching Project for Awesome videos and leaving comments in those videos, which is true. And also you can watch them at projectforawesome.com and find them there. Untapped Inkwell is doing a great job moderating the chat. Thank you. And yes, I'm drinking Diet Dr. Pepper. And yes, I said lemons. I don't know. That seems to be some kind of inside joke that I don't understand. But it's okay. Hank, I'm gonna send a super chat now.
You're sending you're sending a super chat to us?
Yeah, I don't know how to do it. Hi, me. Super chat. I just want to see if that works.
Hi, me. Super chat.
Now it's making me complete my I don't know my CVC number. Forget it. Cancel. It's not worth it. I tried to send a super chat, but it was too difficult. It's beyond my capacity. But anyway, over at projectforawesome.com/donate, there's lots of great perks available. And of course, we understand that lots of people can't donate to the 2017 Project for Awesome because you don't have the resources to. And we want you to take care of yourself first and make sure that you are okay. And there are lots of ways that you can contribute to the Project for Awesome. Every comment that you leave on a P4A video on YouTube will be 1 cent toward the 2017 Project for Awesome during the second half, the part that we're raising money for the charities chosen by Nerdfighteria. So go there, leave lots of comments on Project for Awesome videos, watch lots of Project for Awesome videos, hit the thumbs up button to help with discovery, and every time you comment, it'll be a 1 penny donation to the 2017 Project for Awesome. Also, you help just by watching and sharing the link, you know, by telling people about that the Project for Awesome is happening, that Save the Children and Last Mile Health are great charities to donate to, etc. So just by being here, you're involved in the fun, and we are very grateful. We are really happy that you're here, and we hope that you stay not for the whole next 47 hours and 30 minutes, but for as much as is comfortable for you.
I am having a hard time with my hat, but I'm committed to the bit, John.
I like your commitment to the bit, but I also feel like maybe it's time to take off the bit.
Definitely not. It will happen later. But Sardi just gave $2 in the super chat and said, "Lemons, I love you guys, Project for Awesome." But I will also say that donating on projectforawesome.com/donate, YouTube takes less of that money, and also it's easier for us to account for. And also,
oh, I'm sorry if I made problems by super chatting. I also we're not in the chat that much, so we might miss your super chat. The other day I did a live stream, and my best friend Chris super chatted like 13 different times, but I didn't understand what super chats were, and he was like, "I just sent you 120 bucks," and I was like, "Actually, he sent YouTube a bunch of that money."
We just had $600,000, John.
What? $600,000 raised in the 2017 Project for Awesome. That is crazy. That is a lot of money. So I just want to quickly go over how we get to that money. Julie wants us to remind people that they can also buy Project for Awesome t-shirts at DFTBA.com. And I have to say, this year's Project for Awesome t-shirt is the best Project for Awesome t-shirt ever. So we're over $121,000 or $123,000 now at the Indiegogo. But because your donations are matched and every dollar that you donate counts as $4, that's part of the reason. Hank, are you still there?
Yeah, I think so.
That's part of the reason why. But the other reason is that we had some money coming into the Project for Awesome. There's a great group of folks called Tab for a Cause, where you can sort of generate money for charity just by surfing the internet, by keeping a tab open that looks at ads. They sent us some money. Some people donate throughout the year, and also half the Vlogbrothers ad revenue goes to the Project for Awesome. So if you've ever watched an ad on Vlogbrothers, that you are part of the reason that we have now passed $600,000 in donations for this year's P4A. That money will be split between Save the Children and Last Mile Health, and it's going to do a lot of good. So thanks.
Speedy Kings asked in the chat, is having a hard time submitting his URL to the projectforawesome.com. The suggestion that I've gotten thus far, we're looking into this, is to try and make sure that you're using the fullest URL you can find. So not the shortened share version, but the full version with all the HTTPs and so on.
Okay, sorry that that's a bug, but we'll keep working on it and we'll fix it eventually.
Yeah, I hope that works out. So the Project for Awesome distributes the money that we raise in the second half of the Project for Awesome to charities voted on by the community. People make videos. They are posting them to projectforawesome.com right now. They're all over YouTube, putting these videos on the internet. They're videos promoting charities that they believe in the work that those charities do. The people do great things in the world, and they get so they make a video about the that great work, and then submit it to Project for Awesome, also upload it to their YouTube channel. Watch those videos, take the time to watch them, comment on them, and check out the ones that you might want to vote for, and also share, and maybe let us know about in some way or another. And yeah, and when all is said and done, we tend to send about, like 5-figure checks to 20 or 30 different charities, which can be really like significant big donations, obviously, for those charities. And we really love doing that, and we really love those moments every year when we get thank you letters from those people, and we find out all the great things that the money that the Project for Awesome raised was able to do in the world. So thank you for voting, thank you for watching, thank you for making those videos.
Yeah, I want to emphasize how important the voting is, because the voting really helps. It just helps us be good stewards of that money, and so even if you can't donate to the Project for Awesome, you help shape where the money goes during the second half, and that's really important, because that's what makes it work, like us choosing together carefully and thoughtfully what are the best ways to invest this money. By the way, Hank, I don't know why lemons have taken over the chat, but they have. There's a lot of lemons, and I don't get the joke.
At like some point, you just said lemon with no context to it.
I think I said difficult, lemon, difficult. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. There's a movie, I can't remember what it's called, where somebody says easy peasy lemon squeezy, and then somebody else says no, difficult, lemon, difficult, and that's something Sarah and I say all the time when we're having difficulties.
Okay, I thought maybe you were quoting 30 Rock. I had no idea, but maybe you created that. Maybe you created that meme by just saying lemon.
In the Loop. The movie is called In the Loop. Rosianna just reminded me. It's a good movie, but it's by far the best moment is when a frustrated character says difficult, lemon, difficult. Poor untapped inkwell, desperately trying to moderate, is saying, please don't spam the chat, guys. Seriously, though, please don't spam the chat.
It was very hard to read if you're just copy pasting.
Go comment on other Project for Awesome videos and raise a penny at a time for Nerdfighteria. So Hank, we are about to pass $125,000 raised at the Indiegogo, and that means we did pass it. We just passed it. Thanks everybody. I know, and we have gotten that perk live, that dinnerware prop. So if you want to have a signed piece of our calendar shoot, it's so weird to say our calendar shoot, but that's what it was, available. If you want to have that shipped to your house, and I guess you could get it framed, you can do that now at projectforawesome.com/donate.
We also have, so this is the VidCon Featured Creator hoodie that we gave to featured creators at VidCon this year.
Yeah.
And we also have these available. They're $100, so every time you get one, it's going to make that computer make that noise. Only featured creators got them. We had some extras, which is why these are available on the Project for Awesome. VidCon donated them. It's got this thumb hole. It's got a little hole. It's got a grommet in the pocket so that you could pass your headphone cable up it. It's sort of a lightweight, really nice texture on the inside hoodie, sort of like a fall hoodie or a winter in Florida kind of hoodie. I wore it here to work, even though it's 17 degrees outside. And it's really nice. So the only way to get this is to be a VidCon feature creator or to donate to the Project for Awesome. And also, this one is going to go into the bucket of Hank Green hoodies, which I think we already sold out of.
Yeah, those are all gone. I tried to get one, but you continued to claim to be a medium, so so I didn't, because I've accepted that I'm a large.
Well, John, I think that what's actually maybe happened is that all the push-ups. It's just all the push-ups. I can't put myself into a medium anymore.
Are you still doing 100 push-ups a day?
I'm doing no. I'm doing 100 push-ups some days.
I appreciate your honesty. I want to thank Gretchen and Danielle and Claire and Kirsten, or possibly Kirsten, and Jack and Rachel and Camille and Sarah, who all just have recently donated to the Project for Awesome. There's there's art prints by text also available. Somebody just picked up one of those. And those are a deal, actually, at $108. There's also Lisa, Tammy, Matthew. So many people people are donating every minute. So thanks to all of you who are over at projectforawesome.com/donate donating. Again, we understand that lots of you can't afford to, and that's okay. There will come a time, hopefully later in your life, at the 25th annual Project for Awesome, when you can donate, and then you should, but you shouldn't now. And Rosianna is telling me that there are only 33 super mystery perks left available. So those super mystery perks are pretty super. I know what some of them are. They've got some good ones. Somebody just donated over $100 according to Hank's Trumpet.
Yeah, and I think people are getting this featured creator hoodie is what's happening, because it's $100.
There's only a few of them left.
Yeah, I decided.
There's also, yeah, we're starting. You know, this is going to happen, but we're starting to run out of everything. We only have 5 of my T-shirts left. In the what I think to be the weirdest Project for Awesome perk, every year Hank and I donate a certain number of T-shirts, complete with a certificate of authenticity, and 16 of the 21 have gone. I'm always happy when that one sells out because I don't have to talk about it anymore.
Why do you think your shirts sell better than mine?
Well, Hank, I probably because people know that there are more larges in the world than still trying to squeeze into a mediums. Yeah, somebody just anonymous just got one of the probably signed turtles, nice. Which will definitely be signed. It's kind of a misnomer, the probably signed turtle, because it will be signed. But yeah, it's a good perk if you want an inexpensive signed plastic turtle. I would say that this is almost the world headquarters for that. projectforawesome.com/donate.
You can also donate to the Indiegogo and not get a perk, and somebody just did that. Which was a bummer. This person didn't get anything, so thank you for doing that. And so if you just want to donate, then do that. 100% of your money will come to us. That is also kind of true of getting like the digital download bundle, which isn't any extra work for us to send it to one extra person. It's work to sell those things, but it's not like once we're creating them. It's not extra work to send it to more people. So thank you to everybody who's getting that download bundle, because it's pure donation, and it has so many things in it, and it's a fairly high, like it's pretty expensive. So I really appreciate people taking the time to make that investment in their future happiness, but also in the world becoming a better place. Thank you for doing that. One thing we should say is that 100% of the money that you donate, less if you get any physical perks, the cost of like making and shipping that goes directly to charity. So everybody who works on the Project for Awesome every year volunteers their time. We really appreciate that. All the people who are running things behind the scenes, even the people who pack and ship your perks, the people who press the pennies every year, volunteers from the Missoula area come into the DFTBA warehouse to run this hand crank that presses pennies into beautiful things that are actually useful and interesting. Unlike, I'll plug it in a minute. Thank you. I needed a power cord, and of course, in keeping with the rest of the office's vibe, there is no. Where is it? Oh, Zule is going to do it because I'm not smart enough. Anyway, everybody volunteers their time.
which means that 100% of your donations actually go to charity. Like none of it goes to pay anybody's salary or anything like that. You know, everything except for Indiegogo fees and the shipping and physical perks. Thank you, Zalea. Is goes to charity. And right now, during the first half of the Project for Awesome, you know which charities those are. It's Save the Children and Last Mile Health, two organizations that are doing really, really important work. In the case of Save the Children, all around the world, including in the United States. And in the case of Last Mile Health in Liberia, helping build and in part because of the Ebola crisis, rebuild their primary healthcare system.
But the thing to note, John, is that it isn't just 100% of your donation that's going to those people, it's 400%. Because
that's good. Good point, Hank.
This $100 donation was $400 that got donated. And I don't know what that person got for $100. I wasn't paying enough attention to what was on the screen. But I love that we now get to show people who they were, who got the things, and what they're getting. I think that this turned out so well. Thank you.
I agree.
Oliver,
I'm very happy about it. We've raised almost $130,000 through the Indiegogo, but because of matching donations, that means that, and the money that we came into the Project for Awesome with, that means that we've raised over $630,000 total for Last Mile Health and Save the Children. So thank you to everybody who is donating. Yeah, and I'm gonna answer some questions. The link to info about P4A info has a 404 error. Okay, we will work on that. The probably signed turtles are sold out. I mean, I bet if you wait, I can probably organize some more probably signed turtles. They're not that hard to come by. But I'm sorry about that. Sam asked if Last Mile Health is a global organization. They aren't. They only work in Liberia, and their mission over the next 3 years is to try to extend the number of community health workers they train and employ with the help of a couple other both governmental and non-governmental organizations to make it so that all 1.2 million Liberians who currently don't have access to primary health care do. So that you can do the basics like treat diarrheal illnesses in children and basic vaccines, basic treatments for pneumonia and tuberculosis, and then most importantly maybe is creating safer environments for childbirth. And so we're actually going to talk in about an hour to the CEO of that organization, Raj Punjabi, but they've had a ton. They've had a ton of success in the last several years. Really, since the Ebola crisis, they've had a lot of success with this model. They just won the TED Prize, I think 2 years ago. And lots of I know that the Gates Foundation has worked with them a lot, and they're really having a huge impact. So that's why one of the reasons we wanted to focus on them this year. They're a much more geographic specific organization than, for instance, Save the Children, but what they're doing is working really well, and it's really exciting.
We just had $130,000 raised on the Indiegogo, John. Somebody asked if we could have a stretch goal, like if we hit a certain amount, could Hank put on more hats? I could do that. If we hit $150,000, I will put on an additional hat.
Merritt asks, can I only donate via credit card? Which is not a question I know the answer to, but I think you can only donate via Indiegogo if you want to get a perk. If you don't want to get a perk, you can go to fightworldsuck.org and donate to our PayPal, but you can't get perks. We're sorry about that, but it's just kind of the way that it is. We don't have, we can't build out. Why are your hands up, Hank?
Because we've got a $100 donation, John. I do it every time I get a $100 donation.
Oh, I guess I just haven't been watching.
Wait, stop.
That's great. It's good. It's good stuff. I like the. It's if you want to make Hank put his hands in the air, this is the way. $100 donations. Yeah. So we're sorry about that. That we can't do that. Like we can't take like cryptocurrency or whatever. Although Hank, aren't we gonna put some money into the Project for Awesome because we found a little bit of Bitcoin under the couch cushions?
We may, John. We may. We have to first get it out of the place where it is.
Yeah,
So.
I've been telling Hank for like the last 6 weeks, just a little bit of a story here. For the last 6 weeks, every single day, I tell Hank that I'm convinced that somebody gave us a Bitcoin in like 2011, and that there is one entire Bitcoin somewhere that is ours. And Hank has been like, "This is stupid. You have to let this go. It's not true." But you know what? It was true.
Sure. It was true. We had a Bitcoin. One Bitcoin.
We had a Bitcoin.
So thank you to that person who gave us a Bitcoin in 2012. That was very nice.
It was like a $7 thing then, but we appreciate it.
It was actually pretty substantial. It was like $100.
Yeah, no, it was. You're right, Nick. It wasn't nothing, but it is worth more now. So we're just going to try to get that money out of Bitcoin and into dollars, and then it will be donated to the Project for Awesome. Disconcerted Ravenclaw has to go to therapy. Well, that's important, but we'll still be here when you get back, I promise. No worries. We will be here. We'll be here for the whole 48 hours. Not always Hank and me, but somebody. Yes. Hank, did you see the Star Wars movie?
No, I have a baby.
I had a baby when the last Star Wars movie came out. Oh, another $100. It wasn't a problem for me.
I'm definitely going to go. It's hard to get a babysitter this time of year. People are traveling and working hard before they travel and so on. So I blame Disney for the situation that I'm in.
Okay, well, as Disney is now the parent company of Fox, the owners of the Turtles All the Way Down movie rights, I am a huge fan of Disney. The great thing about that, Hank, is that Rosianna was saying this yesterday, and it's very true. Now we can have as much Star Wars fan fiction as we want in the movie because Disney owns it. We can have actual Chewbacca and actual Rey in the movie.
Yes. Well, make it happen, John. I think. Well, is Turtles All the Way Down is going to be a Star Wars spinoff now?
I think it is going to be a Star Wars. It's one of the 3 movies that Rian Johnson has signed on to make. One of the 3 independent ones. So it's going to Turtles. Everybody who's read Turtles All the Way Down knows that it takes place in the Star Wars universe, just in a very specific Earth-like part of the Star Wars universe.
It's just like it's a galaxy far, far away, and it's a long time ago. But
well, one of the things, if you get either the digital download bundle or the deleted Turtles All the Way Down scenes, one of the things you will get is a little bit, only a paragraph or 2, but a little bit extra of Daisy's fan fiction that I ended up cutting out of the book for a variety of reasons. But
put into the digital download bundle, John, is like some of the outtake pictures from our calendar shoot. I don't know if those are available, if we can do that. I think
we can.
So let's throw that in there.
Yeah. Sarah wants to get that picture of me toasting from the calendar of me toasting the camera and you shooting the champagne bottle into your face, which, by the way, is genuinely not photoshopped. Sarah wants to get that picture blown up and framed. So
really beautiful photo. Like there's all these like sort of like twinkly artifacts around that look like they were put in after the fact, but like we went in immediately and we looked at it and like those are just bits of champagne that were like coming at the camera and got like blurred by the camera stuff, and so it just very pretty. And I will never not be thankful to Martin DeBoer for not missing that shot because I wouldn't want to do it a second time.
I know, he was great. He was really fun to work with and really made the whole day a joy. We're very grateful to Martin for doing that. I think it was a little bit of a charity project on his end, so we really appreciate it. He's an incredible photographer. And when Sarah saw that picture, Hank, you know what she said to me? She said, "You look so handsome, and Hank looks so much like Hank."
You can't see my face at all, but you can tell it's me.
Oh man. If you want to see that picture, by the way, you can go to my Instagram, or it's also on my Twitter, I think. But the whole calendar, every month, is a different kind of amazing, with me being serious and Hank being goofy.
I want to say thanks to Sophie for getting the deleted The Hurdles All the Way Down scenes so that you can get some of that Star Wars fanfic. And I want to say thanks to somebody for donating $2,000 just now.
What? Oh my gosh, I have to raise my hands.
I mean, well, maybe not, but it jumped really fast. So now I have to go.
Maybe it's a lot of people donating at once. What they're trying to do, Hank, is they're trying to get to that $150,000 mark because they want that third hat. They want to see you in a third hat.
How close are? Oh my gosh! I just refreshed the page. Oh, what did I do? This isn't where I want to be.
All right. I think we're at $135,219. 45 minutes in to the Project for Awesome. Hank's hands are up again. And again. Thanks to everybody who's donating. The donations are coming in at like 5 or 6 a minute, so it's hard to thank everybody, but we're so grateful. Again, if you want to donate a lot of money to the Project for Awesome, and you want to go see an AFC Wimbledon game with me, I will buy your meal before the game, and then we can go and watch some high-quality third-tier English football together. That's the most expensive perk we have, but you can also get, I'm doing so Hank, I'm relaunching the AFC Wimbledon Wimbly Womblies over at your retired gaming channel, Hank Games.
Mm-hmm.
And the relaunched version is going to be a little bit different. What I'm going to do in every video is I'm going to take a problem that someone has from comments or from Project for Awesome donors, and I'm going to, over the course of playing one game of FIFA, I am going to solve that problem. Now, I might not come up with a great solution. I might not solve it in a way that's ideal or that makes somebody like happy, but I'm going to solve the problem. I'm going to come to some kind of resolution about that problem. And the series is going to be called John Green Solves Your Problems. And you can pick your problem. You can tell me what problem you want me to solve. It has to be a problem of yours that you want me to solve for a $200 donation to the 2017 Project for Awesome, which will count as $800 thanks to matching donations to Last Mile Help and Save the Children. Are you yawning?
Sorry. Well, John, I was up late. I was up late making the Project for Awesome work with the help of a lot of great people.
Wow. Yawning.
But yeah, I was yawning. I apologize. I am really impressed by the rate at which donations are coming in. So thank you all so much for getting things like Dear Hank and Sarah and the Project for Awesome bandana and the Project for Awesome lapel pin. I love myself a lapel pin. I got one on my hoodie right here. It's a YouTube logo. Because
Hank is a fan of the lapel pin.
I do love it. Anonymous just got exclusive Dear Hank and John. Only available to Project for Awesome donors. Thank you, Anonymous.
That's right. Also, we'll only be answering questions. Like after the Project for Awesome wraps, those who get the exclusive Dear Hank and John will get an email asking if you have questions. We're only going to be answering questions from people who get that perk or else get the digital download bundle. Obviously, not everybody's questions will get answered, but we'll answer as many as possible. Hank, right now we're getting more than 10 donations a minute. There have been 3,200 donors to this year's Project for Awesome. Clearly, people really want to see you put on a third hat, and who can blame them? What's that?
Also, they want to see me do this.
Oh yeah, they want to see your hands in the air so badly. For
getting that Project for Awesome to a Tara coin.
We've got $13,000 to go until Hank puts on a third hat. But it should be noted that Hank has to go soon.
I do have to go. I have to go in 12 minutes.
So I'm not sure that we're gonna, guys. I'm not sure that we're gonna get to that third hat because we're $12,000 away. And
sweet prize.
Maybe, you know what, Hank? Maybe regardless, you can put on a third hat just for the last couple minutes. But I'm going to leave that to your judgment.
The thing is, you got to give that money at some point. Maybe now is the time because, boy, do you need that third hat. And also, you probably need a digital download bundle that has all kinds of great things that you will receive, not just all at once, but throughout the year as we create them. It will be a continuing surprise that you receive in your email inbox where you will say, another piece of the digital download bundle has just arrived. What a great surprise that I have received today.
I think the one I'm most excited about is Dear Catherine and Sarah. I'm really excited to see Catherine and Sarah, who are great friends in real life, do a version of Dear Hank and John. I think they will probably be better at it than we are.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. They are two of my favorite content creators, and by content I mostly mean just my life.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Although I have to say, the most recent art assignment video, The Case for Jackson Pollock, is freaking amazing. It's just, yeah, the quality of art history YouTube. Sarah really is raising the bar, and I am deeply impressed with it. By the way, on that front, I should say, if you're an art assignment fan, there's a great art assignment perk available, a fake flyer for $63. Sarah or another member of the art assignment community will make you a fake flyer, which is a great art assignment from years past. I believe it was Nat Russell's art assignment was to create a fake flyer. So there are some really amazing ones. They always make me laugh out loud. And then you can take that fake flyer and you can put it up around your town and really confuse people.
We just got two $100 donations in a row, John.
Wow. Wow.
Coin.
People are really excited about that hat. Yeah, if you donate $100, one of the perks that you can get is a Tuatara coin, the New Zealand 5-cent piece. Some of you may have seen my video about the New Zealand 5-cent piece, but it has become for me a symbol of all that is good and hopeful in the world. And I will send you not only a Tuatara coin, it's the only coin ever minted with a Tuatara, but also a letter explaining why this New Zealand 5-cent piece is so important to me, and why I keep one in my wallet at all times as a kind of I don't know, it just as a pick me up, as something that lifts me up and makes me feel connected to the world.
Woo! Yeah, and thank you to everybody who's getting it. There are only 100 of them available, and they seem to be going more.
There might be more
later. Okay, well that's good to know. But
I want to say some quick thank yous. We only have 8 minutes left in the first hour of the Project for Awesome. I want to just say some quick thank yous. First, a huge thank you to Julie and Rosianna and Zulea and Sheridan and everyone at Complexly who is working on the Project for Awesome behind the scenes. Marianne, Victoria, it's just an incredible team of people, and it really would not happen every year without their commitment and incredible organization and passion for this and willingness to really excitement about volunteering for this. It's a huge part of what we do. It's my favorite part of the year, and I really appreciate everyone's help. I also want to thank Stage 10, who manage the live stream. They make the software that we're using for the stream with this new split screen and this sweet lower third that we've got. They really have helped us a tremendous amount with improving the quality of the live stream this year. Hopefully you guys feel like it's better. I feel like it's better. Yeah, I also want to thank all of the people who contributed to the matching fund, but I don't have their names right now. So when I do have their names, I will thank them as well. Somebody just got the Project for Awesome calendar. Scott just got the digital download bundle. Hank's hands are in the air. That's always a good sign. Tuatara coin. The donations are coming in so fast at projectforawesome.com/donate that I genuinely cannot follow along with them. But hey, we are now. I don't know if we're going to get to this ridiculous third hat goal, but with 7 minutes left in the first hour of the Project for Awesome, we're over $140,000 raised at the Indiegogo, which means that in total we've raised almost $675,000 for Save the Children and Last Mile Health.
Yeah. And yeah, so Stage 10 is live streaming software that we got in touch with, and they have been really great in helping us develop it and make it, keep it, totally developing features specifically for us. So it's really nice of them to do that and to let us do this, for free, because it's for charity. So thanks to them.
For sure. And thanks also to Leon Musk, who just sent a super chat saying, "Happy Project for Awesome. May we always do our best to make our already amazing world a better place and not go to Mars until after 2028. Truly a person after my own heart."
All right. Maria just claimed absolutely nothing. Thank you, Maria.
Absolutely nothing. They just donated money. Thank you, Maria. John just claimed Dear Catherine and Sarah. I don't think that was me, but it might have been. I usually I usually save my donating for when I'm not live streaming, but we're now over $141,737 with 6 minutes left. So we have $8,000 to raise before Hank puts on that third hat. Hank, why don't you just hang around until it's third hat time?
I could see how long I could chill. I'm pretty hungry.
Ryan just wrote, why aren't there jump cuts to this video? This is the worst edited video I've ever seen from them.
Yeah, we keep saying we breathe. There's no talking happening at all.
It's clearly entirely unscripted. Hank's wearing 2 hats. I can only see half of Harry Styles. There are many complaints. Many complaints. Ophir just got home from finals. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, by the way, but congratulations on getting home from finals. That's exciting. And Shiraz dared me to say Shiraz, so I did. Hopefully I said that correctly.
Like the wine?
I don't know if it's exactly like the wine. I doubt it. I don't think wine can type. $142,522. That means we're only $7,500 away from $150,000 raised on the Indiegogo. I think we were at 105,000 about or thereabouts when we went live. So it's been an incredible first hour. Obviously, we know that not every hour is going to be this good, but there are so many great perks that you can get at projectforawesome.com/donate. And also, if you go to projectforawesome.com right now, you can watch Project for Awesome videos. You can submit your own videos if you've made one, and you can vote for the videos and the charities that you think that we should support during the second half of the Project for Awesome. I know lots of you can't afford to donate, but that is a tremendously important way. Your votes have so much impact because we usually at the end of this will have several $100,000 that we distribute among 20 or 30 charities, and those charities are chosen by your votes. So even if you can't donate, you do help shape where the money goes. That is a fire truck. I apologize for the noise in the background.
Some other ways that you can help out: you can tell people about the Project for Awesome on social media. You can encourage them to watch the stream, to vote on things, to donate, to check out all the cool perks we have. You can also put the Project for Awesome logo in your Twitter avatar, as many people do, and that looks really cool. There's a Twibbon that you can find.
I don't think people use Twitter anymore, Hank, but yeah, it's a nice idea.
It looks really good. It just covers your whole face with Project for Awesome logo because it's a big deal and it's only happened for 2 days.
Yeah. Laura asks, how much is the calendar? It's $25.
$25, and it will ship directly to you. And
Soph asks, John, will you take over putting your arms up when Hank leaves? No, because I actually don't hear that. I don't hear the $100 noise because I asked Rosianna to mute it because I found it so annoying.
I find it extremely exciting.
I mean, it's probably, listen, whatever you're doing is working, Hank. I mean, we've raised almost $690,000. It's great. I just prefer the champagne popper strategy. We have $5,200 left to raise before Hank puts on a third hat. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. In just $5,200, Hank is going to put on a third hat. This is the lowest stakes, weird Project for Awesome thing that has ever happened. But this is going down. The hat is happening. All right. Well, please remember, every time you donate, every dollar you donate is worth $4 thanks to matching donations. So thanks to everybody who's donating. Oh, the super mystery perks are sold out, Hank. People just love a mystery perk.
Super mystery perks are sold out, John.
They're sold out, yeah. So, but there's still a less expensive mystery perk available that just won't be quite as good.
Yes, I don't even know what's in the super mystery perks, John, but I guess that's kind of the point.
Yeah, that is. I know some of what's in the super mystery perks. Okay, I want to thank real quickly, I want to thank the people who have added to the matching fund. So the first $250,000, every dollar that you donate through the Indiegogo is going to be matched by Hank and me. But because of other matching donors, we've been able to expand that matching fund. So I want to thank those people, including Aaron, the Westberg family, Danny and Dory Maloney, Jonathan from San Francisco, Chris from Canada, who wants to say happy 25th anniversary to his parents. Chris, what a lovely way to say happy anniversary to your parents, and congratulations to them on 25 years of marriage. Jasmine, Mike, Hannah, Michael from San Francisco, who donated for his girlfriend who missed the old black and gold pizza miss shirt. I hope we have one of those for her, given the size of that donation. Victoria Campbell and her kids, Tommy and Allie Pauley, Jennifer Sykes, aka Sardi, who encourages everyone, especially her fellow healthcare providers, to give what you can. Thank you for being a healthcare provider, Jennifer, and for supporting healthcare providers in the developing world. Brian and Ashley, Sarah and Shane, Annie and Dave from London, Elise and Brian in Colorado, Joe Stefik, Jason Kurtz, Caleb Weeks, and Mike and Sydney Green. Oh, geez, I just started crying. Our parents are such nice people.
They are. So people have left comments on the Indiegogo page. Lots of people are very excited. They're just saying, yay, my favorite time of the year. It's the happiest season of all. Huzzah, time for more awesome socks. They're Project Awesome.
We haven't even talked about the socks.
We hadn't brought up the socks a single time. We've been doing socks for several years. You get 3 pairs of socks for $45. This is, of course, expensive socks, but they are, one, very nice, and also you are donating money to make the world a better place and to solve various problems in the most effective ways possible.
Right. I would argue that really you're not getting socks. Really, you're helping really wonderful organizations solve the biggest problems in the world, and getting socks.
I mean, I just have to say that the feeling of party hat string on my face is one of my least favorite everyday sensations. I dislike it so much, and it's been so long. But I can't take them off, John, and I'm going to have to put them off.
In fact, it's about to get much worse. It's about to get 33% less pleasant because we are at $147,000, only $3,000 left to raise before Hank puts on a third hat.
Well, we're also like $30 away from $700,000. In fact,
that feels like more of an accomplishment to me. I feel like, oh, we're only this is going to happen, Hank. We're going to $700,000. We've just entered the second hour of the Project for Awesome. Hank is not scheduled to be hosting a live stream right now, but he's a generous person, and so he's hanging around for an extra few minutes.
Yeah, it's such a burden, John. As soon as this thing updates, we will be at $700,000. It just hasn't done it yet because it doesn't update as fast as. There it is.
No, we did it. We're over $700,000 raised in this year's Project for Awesome, actually over $702,000. And people are still, the donations are coming in faster than 10 a minute. So thank you to everybody who's donating. It's coming in way too fast for us to thank all of you, but we really appreciate it. And if you are watching the live stream and you don't know what's going on, head over to projectforawesome.com to find out more. And also you can go to projectforawesome.com/donate if you want to donate and get great perks like Hannah just did and Carmi just did. She got the Project for Awesome calendar.
Haley just got the art print by text.
Or he or they. I didn't mean to be presumptuous there. Jack, Jason, Jen, Emily, Kalia, Thomas, Jennifer, Jim, all people who just donated. Jim just got the Nerdfighter art perk, which is one of my favorite every year because you don't know what you're going to get. It makes it very exciting. But it's going to be a Nerdfighter made something for you that they then ship to the DFTBA warehouse, and then we ship it out to you if you get that perk. And if you can make a $40 donation to this year's Project for Awesome, it counts as $160 to save the children in last mile health. So it's a great investment and a nice way to change the world. We're only $2,000 away, Hank, from $150,000 raised on the Indiegogo.
It's accurate. That is accurate. It's coming in fast, John. I'm going to have to wear that third-party hat, and it's going to make me so uncomfortable, so less than ideal.
I just really want to say one other thing about the party hat situation, which is that I need you to wear that party hat constantly until you next host the project. Do you know, when are you coming back?
I don't know, a few hours from now, Marianne.
Okay. When you come back, you better be wearing that third party hat, or all of us are going to be tremendously disappointed.
2 hours? Yeah, I come back in like 2 hours. So I'll have it on the whole time, John. I'll just be walking around Missoula, Montana, getting my sandwich, maybe some soup and a cookie, and just being like, yep, there you are. It's Tricorn Hank. Everybody else, all down.
Oh, man. Try Hankatops? Try Sarah Hank? I don't know. I'm working on it. Give me a minute. We still have $1,200 to raise before I get to announce your new name. Now it's just over $1,000 left. left to raise to get to $150,000 at the Indiegogo.
People are making it happen.
People are making it happen. People are getting mystery perks. They're getting that 100 days workout video, which is the best $10 you can spend because it's an investment in your health.
Or it's the best $60 you can spend because you get that and a bunch of other stuff.
That's also a good idea, Hank. You can get some Project for Awesome socks, as well as yeah, there are lots of signed perks available as well over at projectforawesome.com/donate. Hank, you just look increasingly ridiculous. I think it's when you look down.
I finally gotten to a place where they are relatively stable. I don't know if you noticed for the first half hour of this stream, I was just like, why can't I get my hat to work?
Yeah. That's why I don't wear. That's why I didn't wear a hat. But yeah, they look good. And by the way, Hank, I hope you have the third one prepared because we're just $500 away now.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how prepared I am when we get there.
You better have a third one ready because we've all been waiting for this moment now for like 20 minutes, and if you underdeliver, we're going to be devastated.
I don't know. Maybe we don't even have a third-party hat. Maybe there's not one around.
All right, we're $450 away. Somebody is about to put us over the top. I want to say some quick thank yous while we wait.
Some quick thank yous while we wait for the most momentous occasion in Project.
The most momentous occasion of all time. That's right. A third hat. Thanks to Brandon and Mitra and Victoria and Devi and Sarah and Cullen and Matthew and Ezekiel and Emily and Susan. I think Susan and Chris, Carrie Ann and Haley and Jansen and everybody who's donated to the 2017 Project for Awesome, and also just everybody who's in the live stream. You're making us laugh, making us happy. Hank, did we do it while I was talking?
Who's gonna put us over the top, John? I don't think we did.
We did. It just happened. It just happened.
We did. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, John. Do you want to know? Do you want to know a secret? I've been wearing a third hat the whole time.
Oh, no way! Oh, my God, it's the best reveal ever! There was a third hat the whole time! Oh, there was a third hat the whole time. Of course there was. Of course there was a third hat the whole time.
It seemed so silly, but then as soon as I started to do the reveal, I realized that it maybe was one of the best moments in Project for Awesome history.
Oh, there was a third hat the whole time. Oh my goodness. Oh, you look great. You look great. You've never looked better. Thanks to everybody who just put us over the top of that huge milestone to get Hank wearing a third hat. Hank, go take your 2 hours off.
Okay. I gotta get some.
I'm gonna bring in Stan Muller. Now. But we're going to talk about the perk. We've got a special perk that Stan's coming in. Everybody, by the way, in the chat is completely and overwhelmed because I'm crying. There was a third hat the whole time. Hi, Stan. Look at Hank. Yeah, I know. That's, yeah. All right.
Hank looks great.
Goodbye, Hank.
Okay, I'm going to keep these hats on. See you guys later.
See you later. All right. So I'm here with Stan. We've got Harry Styles between the two of us.
He is.
There's actually nothing to listen to, but I'm just going to keep these earbuds in for continuity's sake.
Sure. Yeah.
And Stan, for those of you who don't know, started Crash Course with Hank and me and Michael Gardner, and is still works on Crash Course stuff, but also works on Healthcare Triage, other things. Kind of runs the show.
Fairly broad portfolio, I guess.
Yeah, and you've got a special perk this year, a digital perk.
Oh yeah.
So tell us about the perk that you can get now at projectforawesome.com/donate.
Yeah, we're going to apparently.
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons and role-playing games have been popular in the podcast and online video world.
Adventure Zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one.
Yeah.
Yes. Friends at the Table.
Yeah.
Another one.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Well, anyway, I'm sort of a noob to the D&D world. I've been playing in a group now for a couple of years, I guess, but it took a long time for me to figure out how to play. Anyway, we're going to play a game, right? We're going to make a video.
Yeah.
Do a one-shot, as they're called.
Right. We're going to have a one-shot D&D adventure.
Yeah.
It's you, me, a bunch of other people.
Dr. Aaron Carroll.
Dr. Aaron Carroll, who is a very experienced.
Yeah. He's an adventurer.
Does he do the the dungeon mastering.
The dungeon master. I am going to do it.
Oh, Stan is going to be our dungeon master. It's incredibly exciting. Rosianna is also going to do it, as well as Mike Rignetta, who you might know from PBS Idea Channel, or from Crash Course Mythology, or from Mental Floss, or lots of other places.
Or in the future from Crash Course Theater.
Or in the future, if you live in the future, you might have seen him hosting Crash Course Theater. So yeah, we're really excited about that, and it comes free with the digital download bundle. If you get the digital download bundle, you already have this perk. If you don't get the digital download bundle, then you can get it as a separate perk, available now at projectforawesome.com/donate.
Yeah, it should be a hoot. I've never actually run a game before, so.
Well, I've never actually played. I mean, I played Dungeons and Dragons when I was a kid, like when I was in college, but I haven't played it in like 20 years.
I always thought it wasn't socially acceptable, so I didn't play as a younger man, but now I'm embracing it. I've enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, at some point you realize that, like, you know, you're a nerd.
Yeah, I play with Dr. Carroll, and my personal physician is also in the group.
It's also my personal physician, Dr. Patterson.
Yeah,
he's a great doctor.
And a bunch of other doctors.
Yeah.
So I get fantasy adventure and panel medical advice.
That's nice. I mean, I rely pretty heavily on Dr. Patterson for various unusual ailments. He was delighted when I came in with labyrinthitis.
I bet.
It's a very metaphorically resonant illness. Despite the metaphorical meaning of labyrinthitis, I found it to be very unpleasant.
Yeah, it sounded terrible.
There was no part of it I could recommend.
It sounded really terrible.
So Stan is going to be running that perk, but it's going to be a great perk, and you can get it if you go to projectforawesome.com/donate. You can get it through the digital download bundle, or as its own one-off thing if you'd prefer to make a smaller donation. And because all of your donations are matched, every dollar that you donate will count as $4. So thank you for donating. We've raised over look at that, Stan. We've raised $717,500.
That's extraordinary.
In this year's Project for Awesome for Save the Children and Last Mile Health.
This is that's amazing.
No,
this is one of the things that I remember 6 years ago when I started working with you. This was one of the, as I researched your background and looked at all the different things that you and your brother did, this really blew me away. Project for Awesome. I'm like, wow, I really want to be a part of what these guys are doing. It doesn't seem like they're monsters.
Well, 6 years later, I'm glad that you're still here, and I hope you still feel the same way. But yeah, for those who don't know, Stan actually answered a Craigslist ad. That is how he and I came to be working together. So that's why he had to pretty carefully, I assume you had to pretty carefully make sure that this was legit.
I did a lot of research. The Craigslist ad was surprising. Best-selling author. Huh.
Right, like needs, and video blogger needs assistant. That's what it was at the time.
It
so
seemed unbelievable.
Well, I feel really lucky that you answered that ad, and we've been able to work on Crash Course together over these last 6 years, and also all the other stuff that we've done together. And now this is, I think, your 6th Project for Awesome.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I feel very fortunate to have been a part of all this.
Well, the gratitude goes both ways. Everybody, Stan, get the perk. It's going to be great. I'm going to be playing Dungeons & Dragons for the first time in 2 decades. I'm sure that I'm going to be just terrible. I'm going to have to roll a lot of 20s.
You can do it.
All right. Well, thanks, Stan.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good day.
All right. You too.
Okay. I'm going to give you guys an update. Thanks again to Stan. It's just the best. I'm going to give you guys an update with Harry Styles here on the current Project for Awesome situation. We've got, we're in about 15 minutes. Raj Punjabi, the CEO of Last Mile Health, is going to be here to talk about the work that they're doing in Liberia and where our money is going. But again, 100% of the money that you donate to this year's Project for Awesome, less the cost of any shipping physical perks and Indiegogo's fees, goes to, during the first half, this first half goes to Last Mile Health and Save the Children, and during the second half goes to organizations that that we as a community pick at projectforawesome.com by watching Project for Awesome videos and voting for our favorites. So make sure to set aside some time if you can during this year's Project for Awesome for watching videos and voting on them. But certainly that's what I do when I'm not hosting or sleeping, which, you know, there's not a lot of sleep, but that's what makes it fun. So we're now over $150,000 raised at the Project for Awesome, over $700,000 raised in total. And there's so many great perks that you can get, from a calendar to pressed pennies. There's this machine. I press some of them every year when I visit the DFTBA warehouse, but there is this machine, and it is a hand crank, and you put the pennies in, and one at a time, it turns those pennies into beautiful works of art that are no longer pennies, which is it's just wonderful. It's like watching magic happen. Pennies, as I'm sure you all know, are the worst, and they should not exist. And it's incredibly exciting to press those pennies and make them cease to exist. Yeah. So and again, there's one of the digital perks. We have many digital perks this year. Is this thing with Stan and me and Dr. Carol, the host of Healthcare Triage, and a few other people playing a little bit of Dungeons and Dragons, a one-day quest or adventure. I don't even know the proper language for it, to be honest with you. So yeah, that's some of the stuff that's going on, and so many people are donating. Chelsea just got the penny passport. If you've gotten pressed pennies in Project for Awesome's past, that's something that we do every year. If you've gotten pressed pennies from Project for Awesome past, we create this penny passport that you can put all of your pressed pennies into. So that's another great perk. Oh, and half of the you can also get a copy of my new book, Turtles All the Way Down, signed by me, and it will either have like a hand-drawn spiral or a Yeti drawn by my wife. And half of those are gone, and there will be more throughout the Project for Awesome, but the price is going to go up. So if you want a copy of my new book, Turtles All the Way Down, and you didn't manage to snag one of the 200,000 that were available, that's a great perk and makes a good gift. Won't be available in time for the holidays, but you can always just leave a note that says, I got you this signed book, and along the way managed to raise $240 for Save the Children and Last Mile Health. But the book isn't going to come for a while, but it will come. That I always think that's a nice thing to get under the tree if you celebrate Christmas. So I want to go into the oh wait, I've just been asked a question. I'm not a very good reader. Oh, great. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I also just want to say hello to everybody in the chat. There are 2,600 people watching right now. Thanks to everybody who's part of this year's Project for Awesome and watching with us. Also, you can get a Sharpie. So while I was signing these 200,000 books, I can't believe I haven't talked about this. While I was signing these 200,000 books, I used a lot of Sharpies. I think I actually used like 350 Sharpies, but I lost about half of them. I don't know what happened. Who knows? And the nice thing about these Sharpies is that even though I did use them to sign my name 200,000 times, in the vast majority of cases, they're still functional Sharpies, because I'm extremely particular about Sharpie, the thickness of the line in my signature. And so I toss the Sharpies when they're still very usable. They just don't work anymore for my particular. You don't need me to get into details about my weird signing rituals. But anyway, 170 of these Sharpies that I use to sign these 200,000 copies of Turtles All the Way Down are available as perks at the Project for Awesome. I think it's a $23 donation, and you can get one of the Sharpies that I use complete with a signed certificate of authenticity, I think, that I'll sign with a Sharpie. So, you know, that makes it like meta. Yeah, so I want to say hi to some people in the chat. But again, there's lots of great perks over at projectforawesome.com/donate. So please go check it out. Is the D&D video up yet? I don't see it on the page. I don't know. And I also don't know the answer to Elena's question. When is that D&D thing happening? It's going to happen soon. Henry and Sean just donated. The Indiegogo is updating a little bit slowly, so patience on the Dungeons and Dragons thing. But it's coming up. The echo is so funny. Oh no, is there an echo? I I've worked so hard to make sure that there's not an echo. Well, I hope that most of you aren't experiencing an echo. Hannah says, I got the AFC Wimbledon vid perk, but how does this work? When or how do I submit my dilemma? So after the end of the Project for Awesome, we will reach out to you, to everybody who gets that perk, and we will say, what is your problem that you would like me to solve in a FIFA video? And then you will write your problem. I will read some version of your problem at the beginning of the video, and then over the course of hopefully winning a game of FIFA, although given my talent at FIFA, probably drawing 0-0, I will solve your problem. Again, it may not be a good solution. You may not be happy with the solution. You may not think to yourself like, oh, wow, my problem has been solved, but I will offer a solution to your problem. So that is the deal. I want to thank, who is tweeting for me? Rosianna has access to my Twitter account. Hopefully no one else. If anyone else is tweeting for me, don't trust it. Will John wear the tinsel? Oh yeah, heck yeah, of course I will. Yeah, of course I'm gonna. Of course I'm gonna wear the tinsel. Are you kidding me? How could I not wear the tinsel? Yeah. All right, hold on. Let me put on the tinsel. Oh, and a Santa hat. I have a Santa hat that I can put on. Yeah. By the way, so hey Sharon, I'm putting on Harry's tinsel. Oh boy. Yeah. Oh no. Oh, it's wrapped all around his body. This was obviously done very lovingly. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Sheridan's providing more tinsel, extra tinsel from Sheridan. There you go. Right. So amusingly, one of the things that you probably don't know, I'm frozen. Oh, I'm unfrozen. Great. One of the things you probably don't know is that I am, the camera is right there, right? Like that is the camera. But if you turn this thing all the way around, what I'm looking at beyond the camera is actually a life-size cutout of my own self, which is a little weird. And then behind me, just on the other side of Harry Styles, is a life-size cutout of my brother. So, yeah, there's Hank. But I think I'm going to just keep it with Harry Styles because, well, I know he's good for. I know he's good for sales, right? I mean, everybody likes H Styles. What's that? Oh, Zulay is putting the turtle in the background as well. So we've had a significant improvement in the quality of the background. I'm gonna have to take all this stuff off before I talk to Raj because it's gonna be embarrassing. You know, he's a grown-up. He runs a very important charity employing community health workers in Liberia. This isn't what he signed up for at all. We've now raised over $732,000 in this year's Project for Awesome. Thank you to everybody who's donated. We are at over $155,000 at the Indiegogo. And I'm really excited for all of you to hear directly from Raj about the work that they do. The Last Mile Health received as one of the Nerdfighter chosen grants from the second half of the Project for Awesome last year. I think somewhere in the neighborhood of like $20,000 or $25,000, and so they do have a history with the Project for Awesome, but this is the first time that they've been part of the sort of main the first half fundraising part where we pre-select charities so that you can know exactly where your money is going in case that's important to you, and also so that we can put together matching funds in advance for all the people who want to donate to a charity, but also know which charity they're donating to. Lots of people also have put together matching funds for the second half of the Project for Awesome who are willing to sort of put their money in the hands of Nerdfighter, which is awesome, and we're very grateful for that as well. But right now, we're raising money for charities that we've kind of done the research on and feel really confident that they're good homes for your money, and that these are investments worth making to solve the biggest problems in the world. Where do we vote, asks Emma. So you vote at projectforawesome.com. You go to projectforawesome.com and you can search by charity. If there's a specific charity you want to see, if somebody's made a Project for Awesome video about that particular charity, or you can just watch videos. There's just a list of videos that people have submitted, hundreds and hundreds of them, and you watch the videos, and then you decide which charities you think deserve your support, and you vote for that video or for that charity. Seanders or Shonders says, "Don't be nervous about your decorations. You look great and festive." Let's not be dishonest. I wanted to answer some more questions. Are the comments worth pennies this year? That's a great question. You were wild. Thank you. Yes. So if every comment that you make on a Project for Awesome video at YouTube, so if you're watching this on YouTube, which I imagine most of you are, you can like click, or if you're at projectforawesome.com, you can click where the videos are embedded. You can click through and comment on YouTube. Every comment you make on a Project for Awesome video on YouTube during the Project for Awesome will be a 1 penny donation to the second half of the Project for Awesome. So keep those comments going, and it's so encouraging. You know, people put so much work into Project for Awesome videos. And I think it's really important to encourage them, to give them the thumbs up, to watch the videos. It helps us decide which charities we're going to support as a community, but it also helps get the word out about lots of different charitable organizations. So yeah, that's definitely still part of it. And every penny, as Natalie just said, finally, pennies get to be good for something. Davis asks if I still have trouble getting into Canada. Yes, I will have trouble getting into Canada for the rest of my life. It's just a weird thing in my life. It's not a huge deal. I just have to go to a windowless room and answer a bunch of questions about myself. But I will be on that list for the rest of my life. For those who don't know, I was denied entrance into Canada in 1994 because of insufficient funds, and I am now on a list that every time I try to go to Canada, I have to be interrogated, essentially. Yeah, so it's not that bad. There are worse problems in the world, and I'm lucky that it usually isn't a big deal. I want to thank Bryn, who just donated to get one of my Sharpies, and Juliet and Shannon and Beth, who also all just donated. Blake just got a collection of pressed pennies, which is fantastic because it means that we're going to have 4 fewer pennies in the world. Patrick just donated as well, and as did Michaela and Anza. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. And Gretchen and Camille. This is great. This is amazing. The donations are still coming in so fast, and I'm so grateful for them. A couple of minutes until we're going to meet with Raj, so I just want to give you kind of a lay of the land before we have that talk with him. We've got about 40, I'm very bad at math. We have about $43,000 to go to reach our total initial goal for the 2017 Project for Awesome. Hopefully we'll reach that quite quickly, and then we can zoom past it and see how far we get. Who knows? This is already, so far, this has been the fastest Project for Awesome fundraising we've ever had. It's much faster than last year, which was our best year ever. We've already raised $738,000 total. So thanks to everybody. All year long, when you watch Vlogbrothers ads, half the money from that goes to the foundation. So that's why we have some money in the bank, as well as there's a Nerdfighter Minecraft server that donates money every year, and Tab for a Cause also donates money every year, which is a great. If you don't know about Tab for a Cause, it's cool. It's a cool thing. You can basically generate money for charities while you're surfing the internet, which most of us do anyway. And it's a really significant source of income for the Foundation to Decrease World Suck and also lots of other charities. So that's worth checking out. And then we also have made a bunch of money over at DFTBA.com from the Project for Awesome calendar, which you can find at projectforawesome.com/donate. And also these great 2017 Project for Awesome t-shirts, which you can actually only get at DFTBA.com because sizing is very complicated on the Indiegogo. So if you want a t-shirt and you want to make a donation, you can do that over at DFTBA.com. But there's so many great perks. And also I should say that this is a 48-hour live stream. We're 1 hour and 30 minutes into it. We have so many special guests coming. We have so many great perks coming. And it's going to be really fun. We've got lots of your favorite YouTubers are going to be hosting the Project for Awesome, lots of them donating perks. We're so grateful to everybody in the YouTube community for being part of this with us and over the last 11 years. For those who don't know the history of the Project for Awesome, it started out as us sort of like hacking YouTube's algorithm to make videos about charity appear on the front page, all over the front page of YouTube. And slowly over the years, it's grown into this 48-hour fundraiser. But we still have so much support from all corners of the social internet. And in difficult times and times when it feels like a lot of the social internet is pretty toxic and not necessarily tremendously productive, this still feels really magical to me. And I'm really grateful for it. I think Raj is going to be joining us very shortly. Thanks to everybody who's donating. We're now over $745,000. And I'll just wait until Raj joins. Oh, and the Dungeons and Dragons perk is now available. So thanks to everybody who's getting that. But you can get it all with the digital download bundle if you want to, get the most bang for your buck. $60 digital download bundle with just thousands and thousands of dollars worth of value. But not really. But you get to donate to important charities. So there's always that to bear in mind. Also, you can get a personal message on our podcast. If you like our podcast, Dear Hank and John, we're going to spread them out over the year. But basically, it's like sponsoring our podcast, except instead of giving us money, you're giving money to save the children in last mile health. So it's a win. And I want to thank Anonymous for donating nothing. I mean, for donating money, but getting no perk. Raj is here. I've got it. Hi, Raj.
Hi, John. Love the hat.
I'm taking everything off because I'm embarrassed to talk to you with tinsel on. How are you?
I love your hat, John.
Thank you. It's it was a lot of enthusiasm for me putting on this hat. How are you?
I'm well. I'm just give me a second. I'm going to take off this coat just so I can have a little less heat on me. I'm doing great. Congratulations on your new book. I feel like you just continue to close the empathy gap in the world, and thank you for your writing. It just it's extraordinary, and thanks to you and Hank and the whole Nerd Fighters community for just rallying behind community health workers and Last Mile Health and Save the Children and the others that are initiatives that are on the site for P4A this year. Thrilled.
Yeah, so this is something we've talked about in the past, the empathy gap, how difficult it can be to understand that people whose lives feel distant from yours or feel very separate from yours, that their pain is as real as your pain, that their love is as real as your love. And that's something that, is like a focus of my books and I think our work in general. But I wonder if you can talk about that and how you've experienced that as someone who grew up in Liberia and has worked in the United States and in Liberia on these big problems.
Sure, absolutely. Well, I think 2017 has been a tough year for a lot of communities around the world, right? I mean, we've seen inequalities grow, we've seen inequities grow, and we know that a lot of people in the world are being left out of progress, and yet some progress is being made in other places. One of the keys to this is going to be all of us being much more proximal to the suffering and pain that exists in the world, and I think part of that is just nurturing our own empathy. You can do that through reading Turtles All the Way Down or Fault in Our Stars, and you can do that through working with community health workers. But being proximal, having a sense of an intimate understanding is critical. And that starts partly by telling our own stories about why we do what we do. And as you mentioned, for me, the idea of empathy being so critical really started when I was 9 years old. My family obviously have an Indian background. My parents migrated to West Africa in a small country called Liberia, and I was born there. Wonderful upbringing. I was in the 4th grade and I was playing soccer and a total math geek, and all of a sudden things changed in our lives. There was a civil war that erupted in the country, And within a few weeks, the rebels had surrounded our hometown. My mother came knocking one morning, said, "Raj, pack your things, we got to go." We were rushed to an airfield in the center of town, and we're split into two lines on that tarmac. And to me, again, this is the moment of empathy for me that stuck out in my childhood. My sister, mother, and I were stuffed into the cargo compartment of a rescue plane. And here I am sitting on this bench with cargo in the back and heart racing. And you look out the open hatch and you see hundreds of Liberians who didn't have the passport I had. I had an Indian passport by virtue of where my parents came from, who were not allowed to jump in that cargo compartment and escape with us. In fact, they were restrained by soldiers. So, at the age of 9, and any young people watching right now, you may or may not understand why there is such deep suffering or inequity, but you can certainly understand and feel when something's not right, when there is pain and when there's suffering. And for me, that stuck throughout my childhood. And when I was 24 years old, to become a medical student. Along the way, my family had been taken in North Carolina by another family. My father had a chance to start a clothing shop. I helped him out selling jeans and sneakers on weekends. And he would always have this, as we were trying to rebuild our life, had this saying that comes from West Africa: no condition is permanent. No condition is permanent. And that, to me, has been a critical mantra in my life. When I was 24, I was a med student. I had thought about those two lines that we'd left, the people we'd left behind on the tarmac, and I wanted to go back to see if I could contribute to the lives of the people we'd left behind. So to me, and that eventually led to us starting Last Mile Health. But that moment, those clarion moments of empathy that come when we're proximal to suffering and not averting our gaze from it, that we're willing to be right there. And it gets nurtured by acting to close the empathy gap, whether it's, as you partly do in so many different ways, but partly through writing, bringing all of us closer to the stories of the people the characters you write about, or it's as me as a physician, or the community health workers like Serena here in this side of the picture, who is a local health worker in a village. They bring us closer to suffering and to alleviating suffering, and that can actually nurture our empathy.
I think that's so important and so beautifully put. And I just want to pause real quick for people who are new to the chat, just to say that you can go to projectforawesome.com/donate and donate now. Because of matching donors, every dollar you donate counts as $4. And also half the donations will go to Last Mile Health, and half the donations will go to Save the Children, another great organization. That's the money that we're raising now during the first half of the Project for Awesome. I wonder, I am really fascinated by the community health worker model that you guys are using, and also really inspired by the kind of plan from now until 2020 for Last Mile Health. What you and the community health workers you're training are going to accomplish in the next 3 years. So I wonder if you can introduce us to the community health worker model, and also help us understand what the future might look like if this is adequately funded and you're able to do the work that you want to do.
Sure. Thanks, John. And I think to help everyone understand it, it might be helpful for me to put in context why they matter. And that became apparent to me very much so when I got back home to Liberia. When I got back, I was, again, a medical student in 2005. And we'd just come out of this devastating civil war. And what I found was pretty atrocious, right? We had just 51 doctors left to serve a country of 4.5 million people. Put that in perspective, that would be like San Francisco having 8 doctors. So imagine all of San Francisco being cared for by 8 doctors. It's just an unthinkable thing. So I was serving in rural areas. If you got sick in the city where those few doctors were, you might stand a chance. But in rural, remote communities where I was working, rainforest communities, I was seeing my patients die from conditions no one should die from in the 21st century. Simple things like a pneumonia, a lung infection, or dying from a complication of childbirth. Childbirth shouldn't be a risky thing in this day and age. And what I realized very quickly was that from seeing these patients is in rural areas is that we've made some great advances in business and technology in medicine in the last few decades, but they aren't reaching the last mile. They're not reaching these rural, remote communities that are thought of as too hard to reach or too difficult to serve. For them, you could be a 2-year-old with a fever, and mom would have to throw you on her back, get into a canoe, and then get to the other side and walk for up to 2 days through the forest just to get a diagnosis. And the child could have malaria, which is a disease that kills a lot of kids around the world, as you've talked about. And so, the answer to me, it was this basic notion for all of human history, illness has been universal and healthcare has not. And but that whole idea that no condition is permanent, that we, this generation, can try to change that really lit a fire in my soul. And the answer came not necessarily from the outside, but from within these communities. So, I'll tell you, and when I talk about that, I'm talking about women like Serena here in the yellow. Serena is a woman who is in her 30s. She has a 10th grade education. She lives in a community called Solo, which is a community that's about 6 hours from the nearest clinic, about 1,000 people that moved there into the forest. And Serena had come back to her community after being in the 10th grade, they couldn't finish school because her parents couldn't afford it, came back and started seeing children in her village die from conditions, again, malaria, pneumonia, women dying from complications of childbirth. That really, again, no one should die from the 21st century. So she did what a lot of us would do, which is, again, lean into the desire to the empathy that we have as human beings to want to serve. And, what we started to get inspired about in Liberia is that, boy, there are probably volunteers like Serena, millions of them around the world. And, they could be part of the answer if we were to invest in them, to become employed, to become trained, to become equipped in solving the big healthcare problems, along with doctors and nurses. But, as long as there are insufficient numbers of doctors and nurses, we're going to need the community health workers to be part of those teams. And, just to put this in perspective, the whole medical care system is organized in a way where nurses and doctors like me do most of the prescribing, the diagnosing. Well, we're concentrated in cities. Rural communities like Serena's don't have that kind of care. They're not in rural communities. And so we started asking a basic question. What if Serena could be part of that medical team? What if we could invest in her with technology, with employment, with training? Could she actually be part of the solution? And so Serena had, again, dropped out of 10th grade, had gone about 20 years without a job. But the marvel is that with a smartphone, with training, with investment, in hiring her, we could potentially support her to become a professional community health worker. And so we did 3 things. We hired her. We gave her a job. She gets paid $80, $70 a month. We trained her on the top conditions that kill people in her community. And we used a nurse, Diana, in this part of the picture to coach her, who's a registered nurse like you might see here in the United States. And then we equipped Serena with a backpack, right? With something like this. That is full of medical equipment, like these antibiotics to treat children with pneumonia, or these small $1 rapid tests that can now diagnose a child with malaria, something as simple as a pregnancy test. So she has done remarkable things. Serena's now able to do over 30 medical skills, from treating children for pneumonia to preparing birth plans for mothers to working with her nurse coach, Diana, to support people with HIV and AIDS. And the list goes on as part of a bigger system, not out on her own, but part of a system. And, it's remarkable what you can see in results. I mean, just a few months ago, I was with her. And this is a patient, a young boy named George, who, believe it or not, in this picture is 2.5 years old, but weighs what essentially a kid less than a one-year-old would weigh. Serena had identified George by going door to door in her village looking for children who are sick. She wrapped a simple measuring tape around his upper arm that showed that he was in the red zone, which meant he was wasting and malnourished. Malnutrition is, causes 1/3 to 50% of all deaths amongst children around the world. And she was able to work with Diana to get this little boy treatment in a clinic, to get food, therapeutic food, these sort of peanut butter type paste when he was back home. And just a few months ago, I was out visiting him, and this is the same boy, George, now at this age. And you can see, the kind of impact a worker like Serena can make in a setting like that. So we're they are the real heroes of global health. And I think we at Last Mile Health, and I know other partners around the world, feel like there's a lot more that can happen if we can invest more in these workers like Serena.
So how many community health workers are there in Liberia now, and how many do there need to be in 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, so right now, so when we started, John, it was pretty simple. A lot of people ask, and I see there's over $760,000 been pledged already. I mean, that's incredible for the kind of support for the kind of work that's being done to support workers like her and other initiatives that are being proposed on the P4A. I mean, just to give you a sense of how far that can go, when we started, my wife and I were about to get married in 2007, 10 years ago. And we asked our family if they would, instead of giving us wedding gifts, if they would instead give us money to start a nonprofit to train up community health workers that end up being called Last Mile Health. That experiment, it's not the most romantic thing I've done, I'll admit, but we ended up raising $6,000, and that trained about a couple dozen community health workers. That was 10 years ago. 3 years ago, we had 30. Last year, we had 300. And now the country of Liberia has 3,000 community health workers serving hundreds of thousands of people like little George. And the goal in the next 3 years is to get to 4,000 community health workers with about 400 nurses like Diana to support them across the country. And we're not doing this by ourselves. One of your groups from last year, our friends at Partners in Health, are involved in this. The International Rescue Committee, Plan International, the list goes on. There are about 4 or 5 major operating nonprofits, but all partnering with the government, because the people of Liberia have decided, especially following our Ebola epidemic, that they want a health worker within reach of every person in every community in the country. And the government made a plan to do that 2 years ago with our help and the help of others. And now we're all trying to help the people of Liberia and the government of Liberia reach that goal, to bring healthcare, frankly, to every single person, child and family in the country. And that would be very exciting, not just for Liberia, but because few countries have actually ever achieved that goal. And to solve, there are about 400 million up to 1 billion people around the world who have no access or inadequate access to healthcare. And to solve that big problem that's daunting, it's going to take efforts at the country level. Every country is going to have to figure out how to do this, and Liberia is one of those countries that's showing the way.
Oh, that's great. It's cool, and I think it's really encouraging as well for people to understand how far the money goes. It is a lot of money raised so far, $765,000, but it's also, it can be hard, I think, to internalize how far it goes, or how meaningful those donations are, because it feels far away, and the problems feel different from, I think in the case of most people who are donating, the problems feel different from their problems. But seeing little kids like George, and seeing the actual people who have jobs as a result of this investment is really important, I think. And also, we know that health is the key. We know that health is the first step. We know that healthy kids and healthy moms and healthy families are good in every possible way. They're good for communities economically, they're good for communities socially, and they're the key to, that's the foundational key to, to not being left out of the progress that some of the world has seen. Yeah,
and I'm calling you from Boston here in the United States at the moment, These problems are not that irrelevant, as you've talked about, from right here in the United States, whether you're in a city like Boston or you're in a rural area in the United States. I was 20 years old working in Alaska, and that state has figured out how to employ community health workers and train them up. We have friends at the COPE program in Navajo Nation, but also right here in City Health Works in Harlem, New York, that are employing community health workers and training them to support people with who have diabetes. In other places, they're being used to support, there's a big opioid epidemic, as we've heard about in this country. And these community health workers can play a role in helping identify patients who are sick, help support those who are getting treatment over the long term. And the exciting thing is, we have about 50,000 community health workers in the United States, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. If we had another 250,000, we could support the 5% of the sickest patients in the country that need that help. So this it creates healthcare access, but it also creates jobs. And I think that one of the striking things about this political moment we're in the world, just with the growing inequality that we have, is that every moment of crisis tests humanity, right? We are tested and we're defined not by the crisis, we're defined by how we respond to them. And as hard sometimes as this crisis can be, as a young person, I count myself about that group. I'm not that old. I'm 36 years old. I started this work when I was 24. What I've learned is that in moments of crisis, the greatest activists get unleashed at the same time in response to the problems of our world. And so all of you that are watching, that are involved in this work, whether it's in healthcare or in social justice more generally, I just want to say thank you and to keep at it, because that's what's going to make change, especially now. If we want to get rid of these inequities, it's going to take locally rooted leaders and action like the kind that P4A is putting forward. Just imagine $70 per month can fund and employ a worker like Serena to serve 350 people in a village. So your actions in whatever form, through service, through donations, do matter. And they matter especially now in this moment of crisis.
It's great to hear. And it's really cool to think that a $70 donation, which right now would be matched to be a $140 donation just for last mile health, and then also $140 for Save the Children, could employ somebody for a month, and also in incredibly important work. Work that otherwise wouldn't be happening. And that's why, and that's another thing that I wanted to point toward, is that in a lot of cases, these the healthcare interventions that are necessary, at least for the basic primary healthcare, are not that expensive. It's partly a matter of building. Well, you can explain it much better than I can, but it's partly a matter of building a system that can support these people, and then also partly a matter that of the fact that in a lot of the world, $70 is a lot of money.
It is, and you can see extraordinary things happen. You're right. It's not a lot of money to have some great results, and again, to put this at a very human level, just to help. Those who may not have met community health workers understand how powerful they can be as part and investments in primary health care, this basic life-saving care. Here's how powerful it can be. So my wife and I just had our third baby. John, I remember being with you and Sarah doing karaoke at the time, 100 Most Influential event a year and a half ago when we met. And so we had two boys then. We now have a baby girl. And I was recently caring for a woman like my wife who was in her third pregnancy in Liberia. But unlike my wife, had no prenatal care, medical care with her first two babies. And that's because she lived in a community called Bo, that is an isolated area of Liberia, had gone 100 years, an entire century, we're told by the community, without any health care at all. Until about a year and a half ago, when that community brought in a nurse like Diana, who then trained 10 of the neighbors of this woman to become community health workers within a matter of months. And I was sitting there caring for this woman who was pregnant with a third child with the community health worker, and we were using the ultrasound, and I was talking to her, and she was telling me a story about her first two kids. And I put the ultrasound on her belly, and she stopped mid-sentence. and she turned to me and she said, "Doc, what's that sound?" And it was the first time she'd ever heard her baby's heartbeat. And her eyes lit up in the same way my wife's eyes and my own eyes lit up when we heard our baby's heartbeat. And I think that's what's so powerful about healthcare, is it brings you so proximate. It helps you realize that we as human beings share this journey, no matter what background or part of the world we're from. And that actually, in the act of caregiving, this big, lofty problems like the fact that for all of human history, illness is universal, access to care hasn't been, even that isn't permanent. Even that we can change if we go as far as it takes to respond and to change those conditions, if we do that together, with these communities, with local action. So I'm with you. I think it not only is it efficient, effective, but it brings us more together as a collective, and it represents our shared humanity as people.
Well, Raj, thank you so much for being here, for all your great work, and for letting the Project for Awesome be a little part of it this year. We're so excited to be supporting Last Mile Health during this first half of the P4A, and it's really cool for us, and I think it's great for all the people who are donating. Several thousand people have already donated. I think it's great to hear directly from you so that they can understand where their money is going and the lives that it will change. So we really appreciate you being here, and thanks again for this opportunity.
Well, thank you, John, and thank you all, everyone out there, for what you're doing. And I just have one last thing to show you, John, and ask everybody, just don't forget to be awesome.
Well, thank you. We appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day, and thanks again. We'll be in touch soon with hopefully more money than this, but we're already doing okay.
Okay. Well, say hi to Sarah and Hank for us, John. Thanks so much for what you do every year.
Well, yeah. Take care.
All right. Happy holidays.
Right.
Bye.
Happy holidays. So that was the CEO of Last Mile Health, everybody. So for the first half of the Project for Awesome, we're raising money for Last Mile Health. You just heard about their work, the work that they're doing to train and employ community health workers so that they can provide life-saving interventions in Liberia. And we're also, the money's being split between Last Mile Health and Save the Children, an organization that works at a huge global scale with the most vulnerable populations, families, and kids around the world. We've worked with Save the Children for a long time and wanted to work this year with Last Mile Health because we think so highly about what they're doing, and they're doing it in such an interesting and efficient way, and really focused on both employing people, offering people jobs, while also getting healthcare to everyone, because healthcare should be available to everyone. Quick update on, and you can donate right now at projectforawesome.com/donate. That's where you go to donate, and all of your money, Project for Awesome has no overhead. So if you get a digital perk, all the money except for the Indiegogo fees goes to those organizations. If you get a physical perk, all the money except for the money to make and ship your perk goes to those organizations. We're over $165,000 now raised at the Indiegogo, only $35,000 short of our goal for the whole P4A, and still with 5 days left in the fundraiser, and goodness gracious, 46 hours left in the P4A live stream. So we're only 2 hours in here. It's great. Thank you again to everybody who's donated. It's been a really exciting start to this year's P4A. And there's lots of great perks that you can get at projectforawesome.com/donate. In addition to knowing that you're supporting the work of incredibly important work, you can get amazing perks from signed copies of books to art prints to one of my brother's T-shirts. It's a huge variety of things that you can get. I also want to highlight one of our new perks. If you live in or near Indianapolis, you can get a private 45-minute workout with the trainer from 100 Days. Our trainer, who's still my personal trainer. She's incredible, incredibly talented trainer, and just has really changed my life. Laura Miner. She's really changed the way that I think about my body and the relationship between my body and myself. And Yeah, that's a great perk. And if you can make a $250 donation to this year's Project for Awesome, right now, that will count as $1,000 because of matching donations. Hank and I are matching all of your donations, along with some other nerd fighters, up to almost $300,000. And then also donors to both Last Mile Health and Save the Children are matching your donations right now. So in total, we've raised over $776,000 here in the first part of the Project for Awesome. We're 3/4 of the way to $1 million, which is pretty amazing. We're really just thrilled and very grateful to everybody who's donated, but also everybody who's in the live stream, everybody who's at projectforawesome.com watching videos and voting for the charities that they want to get the second half of the money raised during the Project for Awesome. And I'm gonna very shortly bring in a new friend for the next part who's gonna be with us. Oh, look at that. Look at this. It's Maureen Johnson.
John.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm putting back on my Santa hat. I took it off for the very serious part, but now I'm going to put it back on. How are you?
I yelled so loud I made my dog bark.
Oh, how is your dog?
She's doing okay. She's doing okay. Yeah.
You know, my dog also has cancer.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
He's had cancer for like, I think it's 400 days. I think we're very near the day 400.
Really?
He's doing okay. He's doing okay. He is, you know, he's a sweetheart. God, I love my dog so much.
I hear that. So
I know. I know you're in the thick of it. How are you?
John, I'm excited to be joining you for the next 46 hours straight. This is going to be great.
I am also excited. I'm also very excited.
Got my coffee in my big bang mug for science, and
that's great. That's great. I need a cup of coffee desperately, and I don't really know how to acquire one.
What? Don't you have people there that'll bring you coffee because you're fancy?
Well, I was saying that in the hopes that maybe somebody who's watching and also in the office might be inspired, but we'll see.
You're so passive aggressive, John.
I know. Hey, let's talk about your perk.
You want to?
Yeah, I don't know if it's. I don't know. I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it yet. Everybody.
Hey, John, I brought a whiteboard. Say hi to people.
Oh, really?
I can say like hi. So like I can I can
very
say
impressive.
Yeah.
Why don't you say hi to Lauren? She just donated.
What? Hi, Lauren. Thank you. You just claimed some Nerd Fighter art.
That was great.
John, you were having a real classy conversation before I got here.
I was, yeah. I mean, we were talking about where the money that's being raised is going, but now we can go back to raising money and just trying to maximize donations per hour.
Let's lower the standards here. Let's lower the tone.
I agree with you completely. We're very close to $780,000 raised. Your perk actually still isn't up yet because Indiegogo is a little bit slow with the perk updating. But soon, an incredible perk will be available, which is copies of the advanced reader's copy of your new book.
Yeah, I have one here. Looks like this. Yeah, it looks like that.
I actually haven't seen the cover. I have read the book.
Well, your quote is up. It's on the final one. Your quote's up here.
Oh, it's on the front?
John, come on.
Wow,
are you kidding me? Basically, this book is like a 1 pound weight to hold down your quote. So, you know.
Well, it is. It's a great book. It's a proper thrilling mystery novel of the kind that my critics would be happy to point out I am unable to write.
Oh, John, do you want me to go? You want to go take care of those people?
No, it's all right. It's a great book, though. I really enjoyed it, and it's a wonderful book for our political moment. It's got a great cast of characters and an extremely engrossing mystery. It's a really good book. I have missed your books. I had missed your writing, and I was reminded of how much I like it when I read it. So. Thanks for letting me read it, and thanks for donating some to the Project for Awesome. You can go to projectforawesome.com/donate if you're a fan of Maureen Johnson.
How much do they have to donate? How much is it?
I don't actually know because it's still not. Okay. It still hasn't updated. It's $50. It's $50. Okay. So prepare.
That's cheap.
set aside $50.
Yeah, get it.
And at some point the website will update. It's been a little slow today. I think we might be overwhelming it because we've already raised
a lot of money.
Yeah, $166,000 with in this year's Project for Awesome. It's really exciting.
We're gonna cross 1 million by the time I get off.
I'm gonna take the under on that, but we're doing great.
I'll show my butt for $100,000. Anybody? So
no. I think I've got a
clothes. Clothes.
Oh, then that's great. That's great.
Yeah, just clothes. Like you could. I'll just. Yeah, this is a classy offer. Am I not?
We're $17,000 away from $800,000.
Am I not supposed to say stuff like that?
You know what I've got is Zulea went out today and got a lot of party poppers.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I think the party popper is one of the great inventions of the modern era.
Yeah.
I love it. What comes
out? Just confetti?
Oh, I'm happy to show you. Ready? I'm gonna try to hit the camera.
Oh boy.
Oh, I missed. So exciting. I don't know. I'm just gonna do one more.
John, I'm just gonna tell you the angle that you're doing that at is awkward.
All right, I'm coming. Oh, that was I mean, I hit the life-size version of myself that time.
You have a life-size version of yourself in your office?
Oh yeah. Here, take a gander. There he is.
I need one of them.
Oh yeah, I recommend it. I mean, do you mean one of yourself?
No, I need one of you like that.
Oh yeah, no, it's good. There's only one of those though, and I'm keeping it because well, it amuses me.
I'm gonna get that. I might come to your office. I'm gonna take that.
Maybe we'll make it a Project for Awesome perk later.
For $100,000, I'll go to your office and I'll steal it and I'll send it to anyone who gives $100,000.
Oh wow, the perk went up and it sold out just like that.
Which one? Me coming to your office and stealing that for $100,000?
No, not that one. The Truly Devious perk. It's gone.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it sold out immediately. So
I will say this. If anyone gives $10,000, I will fly to Indianapolis. I will break into your office and I will steal that and send it to them.
Yeah, I mean, that's just not going to happen because
I'm like a cat. I can get in there.
I don't even know how much it would cost me to get a second life-size version of myself, but
it's like $30, John.
Are they? I don't know. Penguin, I have to say, Penguin paid for that, and then they were kind enough to let me have it at the end of the tour.
It wasn't $10,000, John.
I also
have one of Hank.
Do you see the one of Hank?
Oh, I'll steal them both, but it's $10,000 a piece. But the whole thing is, you guys, I will break into they'll never know I was there. It's going to be like so stealthy, and I will GoPro it so you know that I'm actually breaking in.
I mean, if anybody can do it, it's Maureen.
$10,000. Yeah,
she's an absolute. She is quite the cat burglar. We're only $15,000 away from $800,000 raised during the 2017 Project for Awesome, by the way, which would be $400,000 from both Save the Children and Last Mile Health. Pretty cool.
Can they just write that in? Like, if they give $10,000, say Maureen breaks into office.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody, I'm just going to assume that if anybody gives $10,000 in the next few minutes, that then yeah, I mean, definitely you will then own the life-size version of myself, and you can take it to your apartment. You can really do whatever you want with it. You just make sure you're being cool.
Well, I have to come and steal it. That's all part of it.
Right. No, I get that. Yeah, I'm not going to give it to you.
Come on, people.
Continue to lock the door. No, but you can also donate lesser amounts, like $100. You can get a Tuatara coin for $50. All kinds of signed goodies at projectforawesome.com/donate. And for a brief moment, there was a arc of Maureen's book available, but it's gone like the wind.
For $20,000, I'll sneak into John's house when he's sleeping. I'll take some fingernail clippings and send them to you.
Nope.
20 grand.
Nope.
Are these not real? Are these bad? Should I not be saying these things?
Don't sneak into my house. You're welcome to break into the office and steal the life-size version of me.
You said I could come over.
Yeah, no, you're welcome to come over anytime, just not to steal fingernail clippings. You see, sometimes, I mean, the great thing about Maureen is that you have to explain these lines to her.
So I'm allowed over.
Right.
Okay.
But you can't, it's the fingernail clipping stealing that's the issue. See, she's getting it. It just takes her a minute. It's a little confusing. Where's Zelda?
She's in her bed.
Oh.
She's having a snack. She's happy. I hear her sucking on a Kong in there.
Willie loves the Kongs.
Oh, frozen Kong.
Oh,
as far as Zelda is concerned, cancer has just meant that like treats rain from the sky with tennis balls and.
No, it's the same thing with Willie. He's our vet was like, give him whatever he wants, and so he eats like a king.
Yep.
He actually probably eats better than the average king did like 200 years ago. It's incredible the variety of human food that Willie is willing and happy to consume.
Yep, I make snacks for her. She gets apple slices with peanut butter and baby food, and
oh wow,
she loves it.
Man, she's like, living the dream.
She's living. She's like, people look at the snacks I make for her and like, that looks like a good snack. I'm like, I know, but it's for her.
You're like, stay clear. That's great though. You're such a good dog owner. I feel a little bit guilty sometimes thinking about how we are not as good to Willie as you are to Zelda. But oh, you know who just donated?
Who?
Sheridan in our office, who is like, I think she's right. She's right in this. She's on the other side of this wall. Hey, Sheridan. Thanks for donating. All right, yeah.
There's no one on the other side of my wall. Like I could do that, and if anyone answered, I'd be freaked out.
Also, Margaret.
Just David.
Is that David Bowie up there? I was going to ask.
Yeah, he's up there just watching, waiting.
Yeah, I like. He's got those eyes.
He does.
Those intense eyes.
It's like you.
What's that?
It's like your eyes.
I feel like I don't have intense eyes, but then when I see myself on the P4A live stream, my eyes do look a little over intense.
You have like the beady eyes of goodness.
I do have.
And I say that as someone who's been told they have fairly intense eyes. You
do have an intense stare.
Oh,
it's good though. I think it works for you.
Thank you.
I think you got to embrace it.
What about toenail clippings? Toenail clippings?
That's still a hard no. I'd also like to thank Kate and Aaron and Sam and Austin and Beth and Jacqueline and Catherine and Devin and Rhiannon. So many people are giving to the Project for Awesome. It's just it's genuinely overwhelming. It's so cool. Yeah, and by the way, if you don't know what's going on, every year there is a 48-hour live stream where we raise money for charities. This year, the first half, we're raising money for Save the Children and Last Mile Health. And we're joined by special guests like Maureen Johnson, who I didn't even properly introduce. Ladies and gentlemen, New York Times bestselling author, Maureen Johnson.
I said hi that way. That's how I say hi now.
That was good. Yeah, no, well, once you hit the bestseller list, that's all, that's how you do it.
What do you do? Do you just drop out of a helicopter? You're a fancy man. I can't even believe I know you.
Oh man, I feel I don't feel that fancy in my Santa hat, I have to say. But yeah, I do have a helicopter though.
That's good. I was gonna say, what are you, poor?
Right. Yeah. No.
If you don't have a helicopter,
what's even the point?
I don't even know. I can't even tell you.
I have been in a helicopter once. I found it terrifying. I mean, the one time I was in a helicopter, one thing I definitely wasn't thinking is I should acquire one of these.
No, I've always kind of wanted to ride in one, but I have a feeling that I would almost immediately regret the decision, or I'd really love it.
It's just intense. I mean, I found it very, very intense and overwhelming. I wasn't as scared as I was very scared like when we were first taking off, and then I was scared when we were landing. The middle part was fine. Mm-hmm. It was very pretty, like you could the scenic views and everything. But I don't know. It's not for me, Maureen. I'm not going to be. Somebody just gave a lot of money because we're suddenly at $791,549. We're only $8,500 away from $800,000 raised in the first. And we're still in the first 2 hours and 13 minutes into this 48-hour extravaganza.
Remember, 10 grand, and I bust into his office and I steal him.
Also, it's going to count as 40 grand because of matching donations. So, it's a real winner. There's so many great perks available at projectforawesome.com/donate. And you can also watch Project for Awesome videos at projectforawesome.com. And I should also say, in case this live stream ever goes down, The live stream is always going to be at projectforawesome.com/live. So if you just type that into your browser, projectforawesome.com/live, at any moment you can get the live stream. So if it goes down, that's what we do. We'll just restart. It won't be a big deal. It happens all the time. Although I have to say, this Stage 10 that we're using, this new live streaming software, I don't know if you can tell, Maureen, that we're kind of split screen.
It's fancy.
It's very fancy.
It's really nice.
Very impressive. So thank everybody at Stage 10 for helping out with this. We're now only $8,000 away from $800,000.
Because I did this, I've done this before, and it was like, you know, it was like someone with a hand crank, you know, going.
Yeah.
It was intense.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
This is, I feel like I'm on CNN, the name and news, fake news. I'm on fake news right now.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I actually haven't watched CNN in like 15 years, but it might look like this.
It looks surprisingly like this. You'd be amazed.
Usually wear Santa hats, or what's the Santa hat situation on CNN?
They all wear Santa hats.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Except on Christmas.
364 days a year. Anderson Cooper's rocking that Santa hat. Christmas morning.
War on Christmas.
I love it. I love it. Thank you again for donating to the donating a perk, Maureen. We really appreciate it. I
like books. You ever read this book?
Which book? Hold on. What is it? Oh yeah, Turtles All the Way Down.
You ever read this?
Yeah. Is that the copy that I signed for you?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it. You know, you can actually get deleted scenes from that book. Yeah, there's my signature. You can get deleted scenes from Turtles All the Way Down as one of the Project For Awesome perks at projectforawesome.com/donate. And you can also get, for a $60 donation, you can get a signed copy of that book, just like the one Maureen has, except it'll have a hand-drawn spiral or a Yeti inside of it, as well as my signature.
There we go. There, I got it.
Yeah, that's it. If somehow you missed getting a signed copy of Turtles All the Way Down, I can't believe anybody did. You can still get them at projectforawesome.com/donate.
It's enough of that.
Yeah, I think that was enough. That was enough. Turtles All the Way Down.
It's a great book, though.
That's kind of you to say. Thank you.
I was all scheduled to come to your event that night when I got a phone call 1 hour before that said your dog has cancer. So it's
man.
That's
well, it wasn't. The event wasn't any good anyway. But we did miss you. And I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry again about poor Zelda.
Hey, I'm happy to be here, and she's happy I'm here. She's like, chemo for dogs, like they do great on it.
Yeah, it's not nearly as bad as chemo for people.
She is running around, like, John, today she has destroyed 2 tennis balls.
Wow.
She is running in circles. She just had like 9 snacks, and after this, you know, she's gonna go for another walk. Like, she is zooming around, so it's great.
Maureen, can I ask you to do me a huge favor?
Oh God, what is it?
Can you host the 2017 Project For Awesome live stream while I pee and make a cup of coffee?
Yes.
Okay, guys, I'm putting you all in the capable hands of Maureen Johnson for 4 minutes.
All right, everybody, it's just you and me. We don't have much time. We've got to get that cut out of John. And I'm willing to be the person. Let me get close to you. I want to get close to you. Listen to me. Listen to me, people. We need that cut. Gee, that's too close. That's too close. All right. Hold on. Good. There. Listen to listen to me. We gotta get that cut out of John, all right? And the plan is you give $10,000. What are you maniacs out there is $10,000? I don't know. Cobble together, form a collective, do what you need to. I go in, I wear a disguise, I break in, I take it, I send it to you. Because you know why? He's mad with power. He has a picture of himself in front of himself. It's not healthy. We're going to take it for the people, for us. When you think about it that way, $10,000 is not a lot of money. I'm going to put a little note here. It says 10. John. All right. It's 10K to steal John. Do it for charity, but do it for John. Do it for yourself. All right. Well, what else you want to talk about? Yeah, so yeah, somebody already bought this new book, Truly Devious. All right, somebody already bought this. This is a new book. It's nice. I don't know. Maybe you might not like it. Maybe it's not nice. I don't know. It's hard to write a book, you know. Because then you write it and you're like, what if no one likes it? What if no one likes it? What if I, what if I suck? What if I don't know, you guys. I mean, writing's fun and all, but you sit by yourself a lot and you make up stuff and it makes you weird. Some say. I didn't get weird, fortunately, but some people do. Like John is not the same. He's gone mad with power. He's got a cutout of himself, like I said. $10,000 to steal John. Now, also, you want that book? You can pre-order it from Books of Wonder or Blue Willow in Houston. You get a signed copy and a sticker, but don't do it for me. It's actually that it's a nice bookstore in Houston. And I want to say, that's it. I shouldn't be talking about myself on this. It's just he's left me in charge. And I don't know, even when I was talking before with him, I offered to show my butt for $100 grand. Closed. Anyway, I mean, how are you guys? I don't think people ask you enough about how you are. And I hope you're well. I enjoy sitting with you today. I can't hear you or see you, or I don't know if you're responding. I'm literally just someone sitting at home talking to her computer. And that's normal. That's fine. As far as I know, this isn't even connected to anything. Like, this may not even be a real live stream. This could be one of John's little pranks. But it would be great if by the time he got back from making coffee, we could pass $1 million. So let's just look. I want to say, oh, I can see the chat. Someone sent me a thingy. Hold on. I can see the chat. Hold on. Somebody distract John. Somebody in the office who's watching this.
I'm back.
Ah! Nothing happened. Everything's fine.
Oh, no. Zulay and I were just talking about how you're a very funny person. But I wonder what you did. I wonder what you did.
I didn't do anything.
Oh, man. I gave you complete control over the Project for Awesome live stream.
Okay, yeah. Well, now I can see the chat. Hey, there's Tobias. Oh. He says, love John Barrowman.
I was about to see. Tobias is here. Oh,
he said,
man.
Love John Barrowman. He said, as you can see, nothing happened while you were gone, and I didn't do anything.
Okay. Clearly, nothing happened while I was gone, and you didn't do anything. Thank you.
How's that coffee? How's that coffee, big boy?
Oh, it's so good. It's such a relief to have it. Maureen, we're only 960. I'm very bad at math. $67 away from $800,000 raised during the Project for Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, and again for donating a perk.
$7,999.33 right now.
That's right. Okay. Let's see if we can get somebody to push us over the top.
Come on.
Somebody at projectforawesome.com/donate is about to donate the $800,000th to this year's Project for Awesome as we approach $170,000.
Yeah, do it. Do it now. Do it. Let's see if somebody. Come on.
I think it's going to happen as soon as it updates. I think it's just that the website's slow to update.
I'm reading the chat. The chat really goes fast, doesn't it? It's like blah, 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 blah.
When you're reading it, it goes very fast. You have to pretend not to be reading it, and then they don't know that you're reading it, and then they slow down a little bit.
Someone says, I don't think the cutout has a butt. I mean, it probably does.
It's just the front. Yeah, it's true, there is no back. So it's true, there is no butt.
That's exactly how you are in life.
That's true. I only have a front.
Nobody's
ever seen me turn around.
John, front only green.
Yeah, I'm two-dimensional.
It's weird.
Yeah. It's a little weird, but I've always thought that it's like part of my look. Yeah.
That's why we call you flat screen green.
That's a good
nickname. We just got a new TV. It makes me feel like I've entered a new age.
Is this the first time you've had like a flat screen television?
Oh, this is the first time I've had a color television. This is of all
the people I know, you're the person who is most likely to still have one of those old cathode ray televisions.
Absolutely. No, I live with someone who makes video games who said, can I have this TV to play video games on? And hey, John, guess what? $801,000. Yay!
I know how to celebrate. I know how to celebrate this salute.
Again, there's something about that angle.
I'm sorry about the angle.
I like the streamers on your head. That's nice. It's a good look.
Well, I'm I'm going for a sophisticated look these days.
You're fancy. I've seen you, like when you came to New York, you were wearing you wear a suit like someone on a TV show.
Well, I have a nice suit now, but there was a Tumblr post a few months ago and called, I think John Green only has one suit. And it was a bunch of different pictures of me in a bunch of different places wearing my only suit. And I felt like I'd been found out.
I am very excited to bring back the Tumblr local man when things start happening with the Turtles movie.
Oh, God. I'd forgotten about that. Oh,
yeah.
God. Oh, man. Hollywood, movies, Disney. All right, Maureen.
Where are you getting all these things from?
Oh, this is just from my tinsel collection.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'm a fancy person. Yeah, I've got a tinsel collection. What? I'm not gonna say anything else about it.
You know what you are? You're the kind of fancy where you could be fancier, but you're so fancy that you decide not to be fancy.
That's a great point. That's very well observed.
Thank you. This person who's like that, who's like, I don't even care, and I'm like, that's because you're fancy.
Super fancy English people. That's so true. Super fancy.
I'm like, I care. I'm like, oh, you got nice tuna fish. Oh.
All right. Well, thank you, Maureen Johnson, for joining our live stream. Maybe we'll check in with you later in the P4A if you have some availability. But if not, thank you again for being here and for donating a perk. I'm very excited for everybody else to read Truly Devious. It's such a good book, and I'm really excited for you. When does it come out?
What is this? What is gotcha journalism? January 16th.
There you go. January 16th, everybody. 2018.
Nice January tour. I told you, John, I'm not leaving until we hit 1 million.
Oh, you have to leave because you have to do all the other things. I'm leaving shortly.
What? No. We're not going anywhere.
No, you can come back, but I know I have to go soon.
What?
Yeah.
46 hours, you and me. That's what you said. You said, Maureen, come on Project Crossum, and we'll be here together for 46 hours.
Do it. I believe that you could do 46 hours straight.
Oh, that's when I'm at my best.
I believe it. Not for me. For me, it's like I got 3 hours on, 3 hours off. Just like
you're like the little. I've seen you. You're like the little Energizer buddy. 8 hours, and you're still smiling. Me, half hour, I'm crying. I'm begging for death.
I cried in the first like 30 minutes of the project process.
What a shock!
You know, I've got a crying. Yeah, I've got a crying problem.
That's you, but you're you're a nice. You know what, John? Can I say one thing to you before I go?
Yeah.
You guys have been doing this. Is this 11 years or 10? I should know.
It's 11. 11. This is the 11th one.
You guys, I'm so proud to know you. Whenever I even get to say I know you, it's a big deal to me because you guys, you could be out buying helicopters for yourselves or whatever, but that's not what you spend your time doing. You spend your time raising money for charity, trying to cure diseases and get people water and get people food. And not everybody does that. And you do. That's what you do with your time. You're like, I could be sitting around getting my butt waxed on an island with Richard Branson or whatever it is rich people spend their time. But you're like, you know what? I'm going to put streamers on my head. I'm going to raise money. And that's why you're a great guy.
Well, thank you, Maureen. I appreciate that. But I also genuinely don't want to get my butt waxed with Richard Branson. That doesn't sound like a good outcome at all.
And you know what? You can't help it that your brother's better than you. But you know what? You really keep up really well. And I'm proud of you for that.
Thank you.
That's a lot of competition to keep up with.
It's true. You're not wrong.
Yeah. No, I'm not wrong.
Well, thanks again, Maureen, and have a great day.
And remember,
give my love to Zelda. That was Maureen Johnson, everybody. Longtime friend and also just a wonderful writer in person. And also, I have to say, Maureen Johnson's been making that joke about how my brother is better than me since like February of 2007. That's when she used to sit across a table from me while I was making the first Vlogbrothers videos and writing Paper Towns, and she was working on her book Sweet Scarlet. We also used to write with E. Lockhart, who at the time was working on the brilliant books, The Disreputable History of Frankie Landau Banks. Her most recent book is Genuine Fraud, and I really loved that one as well. Anyway, I'm going to give you the update on the projectblossom.com/donate real quick. If you're watching the live stream, which if you can hear my voice, I mean, you almost certainly are. if you're watching the live stream, then you can go to projectforawesome.com/donate and find a lot of amazing perks that you can get in exchange for your money. And then your money is split between Save the Children and Last Mile Health. Earlier today, we heard from Raj Punjabi, the CEO of Last Mile Health. This amazing person who is working with community health workers in Liberia, working to train and employ community health workers in Liberia so that they can really change, really dramatically change healthcare outcomes for kids and families in rural areas where a lot of times there isn't healthcare. And later today, Hank will be talking with Save the Children. Many of you may remember from Project for Awesome live streams past. Etere will be here from Save the Children. We've worked with Save the Children a lot over the last 10 years, and we've seen their work from Haiti to Ethiopia and to the United States. And so that relationship has been an amazing one for the Nerdfighter community, seeing all the great work that Save the Children does, and the ways that our money is invested so well. And we're really excited to be working this year with Last Mile Health for the first time. So those are the two charities that we're raising money for during this first half of the Project for Awesome. We've raised almost $175,000 on the Indiegogo, but because all of your donations are matched by Hank and me and other members of the Nerdfighter community, and also by donors to both Save the Children and Last Mile Health, your money goes a long way. We've raised over $800,000 total. Some of that is money we came into the Project for Awesome with because of Vlogbrothers ad revenue and because of different donations that people made. But yeah, so we're over $800,000. I just want to highlight a few of the perks that you can get. If you like my book, Turtles All the Way Down, or also if you didn't, you can get deleted scenes from that book. I'm going to be talking about, it's an audio recording of me reading 2 deleted scenes, including this like epically terrible shootout at the Chuck E. Cheese where Daisy works that I had in like the first 3 drafts of the book, and I was really married to, but it was so bad. But I thought it was so good. And I'm also in that audio file, I'm going to talk about some of how a lot of times like writing a terrible scene for me is a step on the path to writing a better scene, and a little bit about the scenes that ended up replacing the disastrous shootout at the Chuck E. Cheese. And you can also, and all of the digital perks, including the deleted scenes from Turtles All the Way Down, are available for the digital download bundle, which is a $60 donation, total of $240 going to those 2 great charities. You can get lots of exclusive podcasts, including Rosianna and Lex's podcast, Make Out With Him. You can get an exclusive episode of Dear Hank and John. And you can also get a one-of-a-kind episode of Dear Catherine and Sarah, a podcast that our wives are making in the style of Dear Hank and John, as well as a podcast that Hank and Travis McElroy are making called Dadcast. We've also got lots of different Project for Awesome specific stuff. There's the Project for Awesome commemorative coin. We've done that every year for the last several years. You can get a Project for Awesome pressed pennies, turning pennies into something useful. We every year we have different Project for Awesome pressed pennies designs. And if you're a collector of those, you can also get the pressed penny passport, which is very cool. And we've got a calendar. Every year we do a calendar. This year's calendar is me trying to be serious and Hank being silly, which is what our real life is like in private. A lot of times you can get a signed Complexly script, one of our SciShow or Crash Course or Mental Floss. We work with scripts, obviously, to make the shows, and everybody who works on the shows signs scripts every year as a Project for Awesome perk, so you can get one of those. You can also get a signed copy. There's 101 left, a signed copy of my book, Turtles All the Way Down, with either a spiral hand-drawn by me of what I think spirals look like, or like what they look like in my head, or my experience of them as close as I can get my hand to draw that, or else a Yeti, this adorable, very sweet Yetis that Sarah makes. Speaking of Sarah, if you're a fan of the art assignment, you can get a fake flyer. It's one of my favorite art assignments of all time. So Sarah and the art assignment community are coming together to make fake flyers that then you can hand out in your hometown. For a $100 donation to the P4A, you can get a Tuatara coin, the only coin ever minted with the Tuatara on it, other than this year's Project for Awesome commemorative coin, I guess, is the New Zealand 5-cent piece, which went out of printing or minting in 2003 because, you know, New Zealand is a rational place where they make rational decisions, like, for instance, removing money from circulation when it no longer facilitates the exchange of goods and services. That's not really relevant to the point. The point is that New Zealand used to make this nickel that had a Tuatara on it, and some of you will have seen the video I made about this, but people got together and sent me many thousands of these coins at a kind of difficult time in my life, and it's become, I guess, like a symbol for me. Like, I keep one in my wallet all the time, a symbol for me of how deeply interconnected we are as people, and also how kind we can be to each other. So if you can make a $100 donation to the Project for Awesome, that coin comes also with a letter signed by me talking about why this New Zealand 5-cent piece has become a big deal in my life, and why I think it's you know, like a symbol of something beautiful. Also, for $150, you can get the one remaining shirt. I have a shirt. It's a shirt. It comes with a certificate of authenticity, and it's my favorite thing to sell out every year because then I don't have to talk about it anymore. But yeah, it's one of my shirts. 20 of the 21 of my shirts that are available have been claimed. One has not. So you don't know what you're going to get. One of my shirts. Well, also, some of the bigger ticket items, you can get a personal message on our podcast, Dear Hank and John, if you want us to shout out your friends or your family or yourself. You can do that. It's like sponsoring our podcast, except all the money goes to Save the Children and Last Mile Health. You can pick a problem that will be the topic of an AFC Wimbledon Wimbly Wombly vid. If you want to. So I'm relaunching the Wimbly Womblies in early 2018, maybe the end of 2017, with a new series called John Green Solves Your Problems. So you can submit a problem that you have, and over the course of playing a FIFA video, I will solve it. You might not like my solution, but I will solve it. You can also get a private workout with, if you're in Indianapolis, with Laura Miner, my trainer. And then the biggest ticket item is if you want to go to an AFC Wimbledon game with me, I'll buy your meal before the game. We'll have a meal at Kings Meadow. It's a nice 3-course meal served by club volunteers, and then we'll go to the Wimbledon game together. We'll go watch the football, some high quality 3rd-tier English soccer, and your ticket is included as well as your meal. But you do have to get yourself to London. And as far as like what day, we'll pick a day that works for all of us, right? So we'll like put together a Google Doodle or something, and we'll pick a day that works for everybody. That's going to be the yeah, that's the highest ticket item at the moment. But oh man, it's a good cup of coffee. I'm really glad that I had that. We've got 24 minutes to go before 3 o'clock, and that's when I hand this thing back over to Hank, I believe. We've raised $176,000. I would love to get past 180,000 when I hand it over to Hank. I don't know if that's realistic, because I just don't know how fast we're raising money, because I was talking to Maureen, I was making some coffee, I got a little bit distracted. But I'm going to thank some backers. We've had 4,276 people donate at projectforawesome.com/donate already, including most recently Michelle, Melissa, Stella, Anonymous, thank you Anonymous, Jacqueline, Chloe, also Anonymous, Kieran, and Anonymous. So thanks to everybody who's donating. It really, you heard earlier from Raj, you'll hear later from Etere, but the money that you're donating, we take it very seriously, and we try to make sure that we're working with organizations that will invest it wisely in solving the world's biggest problems. And I'm really inspired by the work that Raj is doing with Last Mile Health, and also the work that Save the Children is doing with vulnerable people worldwide. It's really exciting to be able to be part of their success story and be a little part of the story of expanding access to healthcare and other opportunities. So yeah, there's a lot of donations happening. Like within a minute, within the last minute, Robert and Emily and Eva or Ava and Eddie and Annabelle and Kimberly and Jason have all donated. So thank you. We're now over $177,000. We have our initial goal for the Project for Awesome was to get past $200,000. So That's really good. Lots of people are asking also what you can do other than donate. There's a lot. So every year during the second half of the Project for Awesome, the money we raise goes to charities that are chosen by you. So your votes at projectforawesome.com, you can find charities to support by searching for charities or by watching Project for Awesome videos. That decides where the money goes. So that means that you have a tremendous amount of power. Because it's usually like hundreds of thousands of dollars that go to these organizations. And the other thing is that if you leave a comment on a Project for Awesome video on YouTube, or lots of comments on lots of Project for Awesome videos on YouTube, then every one of those comments is worth a penny to the P4A. Yeah, so people who don't have credit cards, I'm sorry, I know, it sucks. It's a big problem that Indiegogo has, and we don't have a good solution for it. I'm sorry. I wish we had a solution. So lots of people also pointing out that Anonymous is incredibly generous. It's true. Anonymous has been giving and giving to the 2017 Project for Awesome. It's Anonymous has been crushing it. I don't know who they are, but man, they're generous. Meredith asks what the goal is for the 2017 Project for Awesome. I mean, every year we start out saying we'd like to raise $1 million. It seems very likely that we'll raise $1 million this year. Last year we raised just over $2 million, and so obviously, like it's always in a perfect world, every year would be bigger than the last. But who knows? Who knows where it will end up? We're only 2 hours and 40 minutes into this 48-hour extravaganza. So we'll see where we end up. We would like to raise as much money as possible. We know that it can do good, but yeah, it's crazy to be so close to $1 million. Well, not that close. It's $170,000. It's a lot of money, but to be in the neighborhood by just a couple hours in. Oh man, sorry. I'm gonna have some more coffee. Okay, I finished my cup of coffee. I needed that desperately. Martin just got the Project for Awesome bandana. Thank you, Martin. I want to answer some more questions in the live stream comments. But I also want to say a huge thank you to our live stream moderators who are doing a great job and are really working really hard. So thank you. Will I give all of the money to a Tuatara? No. I would never give any of my money to a Tuatara. It's nothing against Tuatara in particular. I would never. But I wanted that person in my book Turtles All the Way Down to be leaving his money to just the worst possible thing that you could possibly leave your money to. What happened to the Nerdfighteria poetry book? I don't know. I wish I could tell you, but I don't know. Will there be any more self-care bunnies from Rosianna? I also don't know the answer to that question. There's a lot of questions I don't know the answer to. What if I change shipping addresses between now and the shipping of perks? Yeah, that is an issue. If you change shipping addresses, then you can update us and we will update them as is appropriate as best we can. There will be more self-care bunnies, but not yet. Let's wait till Rosianna is hosting the live stream before we put in those extra self-care bunnies. Let me answer some more questions. John, can we see Willie? Not right now because I'm at the office, but you can see him later. I'll be hosting tonight from my house, and hopefully Willie will be there. I don't know. Who is my favorite underrated YouTuber? I really like Dr. Benji FM. He makes videos about Football Manager that bring me a tremendous amount of consolation and joy. Why is the money count on the video way higher than the value shown on Indiegogo? Well, for a variety of reasons. Partly because the Indiegogo isn't the only source of revenue for the Project for Awesome throughout the year. We raise money year-round through Vlogbrothers ad revenue. Half the revenue from the YouTube channel that you're watching right now goes to our charity, and then the other half goes to a fund that sponsors educational video. So that's where part of it comes from. Part of it comes from the Nerdfighter Minecraft server. Part of it comes from Tab for a Cause, which allows you to raise money for charities while you're surfing the internet. Part of it comes just from like people donating throughout the year, or they have a corporate matching program at their work or whatever. And then also, every dollar that you donate right now is being matched by Hank and me and other members of the Nerdfighter community who've gotten together to pool almost $300,000 together. So up to the first $300,000 raised on the Indiegogo, that money will be matched by us, and then it's also matched by donors to Save the Children and Last Mile Health. One of the reasons that we pick the charities early, so that we know in advance who we're raising money for, is so that we can build those matching funds, so we can reach out to people and say, like, would you be willing to offer up matching funds for an organization like Last Mile Health or Save the Children? And so that's how we got, sorry about the sirens out there, but you know, we work next to a fire station. It's a bit of an inconvenience when you're an online video company. But yeah, so that's why the number is so much higher. There's a lot of different reasons. As for when the matching will end, our matching ends just short of $300,000. And then there's still more matching funds available up to $500,000 at the Indiegogo. But to do that, we would have to, that all has to be in the first day. And then on the second day, the second half of the Project for Awesome, when we're raising money for charities chosen by the Nerdfighter community at projectforawesome.com, there's a separate matching fund that's smaller because we don't have the big institutional help from donors to Save the Children and Last Mile Health. I think that answers all of your questions, hopefully. Just stop starting fires in your town, somebody suggests, which is a great idea. No more fires. I don't know if that's going to work. We'll see. Yeah, the digital bundle is a great deal. So you can get all of the digital perks together for a $60 donation to this year's Project for Awesome. And it's a pretty good, I mean, I don't want to say it's a steal exactly, but it is a really good deal because you get all of the digital perks together. And it also, because they kind of come throughout the year, it's nice. You almost might like forget about it, and you're like, oh, here's an exclusive episode of Dear Hank and John, or oh, here's Hank and Catherine playing Mario Kart, or oh, here's Sarah and John with their DVD commentary of the movie Rushmore, which is one of our perks this year. Sarah and I are going to watch the movie Rushmore with a bottle of wine, and we're going to talk about it. And then you can play that audio file while you watch the movie Rushmore, which is a great movie. And it'll be like watching it with us. It's like the old Mystery Science Theater 3000, except with a great movie instead of with aggressively bad ones. There's tons of perks that you can get over at projectforawesome.com/donate. You can get physical perks. You can get digital perks. You can go see an AFC Wimbledon game with me if you are feeling generous and want to donate $1,200 to the 2017 Project for Awesome. But the great thing is, if you donate $1,200, that's $4,800 donation after I match it, or Hank and I match it, and then donors to Save the Children and Last Mile Health match it as well. So it's a big, it has the potential to be really impactful donation. Will Catherine and Sarah share the news from Mars and AFC Wimbledon? I don't know. I just briefly discussed this with Sarah this morning, and I didn't get an update on that. I don't know. And will my kids be on the live stream? I mean, we'll see how things are going later. You know, we'll see how things are going later. Aussie Nerd asks, "Hi John, how do super chats get donated? Also, should I donate half my money now and half when the other half of the live stream starts? And why do you have a Harry Styles standee?" Those are all good questions. We've never done the super chats thing before. I guess like all of the super chat money that comes to us, I know YouTube takes a pretty significant cut of it, but all the super chat money that comes into Vlogbrothers, we'll just put into we'll probably split it down the middle and put half into the Save the Children and Last Mile Health bucket and half into the bucket of charities chosen by Nerdfighteria. We've never done it before though. So, and that isn't counting toward the goal, like at projectforawesome.com. You're not seeing any of that reflected. So that'll kind of probably be reflected a little later once we know what amount of money we're looking at. As for why we have a Harry Styles standee, Zulea is a big Harry Styles fan. I'm not sure that answers the question though. Zulea, did you get the Harry Styles standee? It was a gift. It was a gift to Zulea that then she gifted to the office. And we love him. I mean, he's just great company. He's a joy to be around. Very quiet, but extremely handsome. That would be my review of our Harry Styles standee. And we decorate him throughout the year. So it's it's just a source of joy to decorate him all year round. Hey, what are you guys? Sarah's here. Come say hi.
Hi, are you?
Yeah, I'm live streaming. Yeah. Come sit. Have a seat. Hello. Hello. I like your sweater vest. I rarely see it. It's a sleeveless.
Sleeves.
It's sleeveless, but it does have a turtleneck.
Yeah, it's very festive.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I just want people to see your sleeveless vest. I'm feeling festive. I'm not criticizing. I like it. So tell me, you're going to do this perk with Dear Hank and Sarah. I mean, Dear Catherine and
Dear Hank and Sarah.
Sorry, I've been talking for 2 hours and 49 minutes. Dear Catherine and Sarah.
Yes.
You're going to be doing this. Tell me what it's going to be.
So Catherine and I, it's going to be like a Dear Hank and John, except for Hank and John.
Right.
It's going to be Sarah and Catherine, or Catherine and Sarah.
Right. Right. You guys can go back and forth about that like we do.
I'm looking forward to it.
Are you going to do news from Mars and AFC Wimbledon?
No, we're going to, well, Catherine and I have never discussed this, but I presume that we'll each pick a topic that we feel comfortable covering. Would you rather hear news from something that I know something about?
No, I mean, I always want to hear the news from AFC Wimbledon, but I recognize that I'm in a minority in our community.
Yeah.
Like I don't think a ton of people come to Dear Hank and John for the AFC Wimbledon news. I think there's some percentage of our listeners, but it's pretty small.
There's also another perk that I'm involved in.
Tell me about it.
Which is art assignment fake flyers.
Yeah.
So I make a show with PBS Digital Studios called The Art Assignment. And in it, over the past 4 years, 60 artists have offered assignments to the audience. And one of those was the artist Nathaniel Russell, who makes great work. You should Google him or use your search engine of choice.
Bing him. Wait. Yeah, Project Awesome doesn't have an official search engine sponsor, so we want to be very careful to be search engine neutral.
Yeah.
Look him up on Ask Jeeves.
Right, but he gave out this assignment, which was to make a fake flyer or to make a flyer for an event or an occurrence that doesn't ever happen.
Right.
So you kind of make it up. And they're brilliant. And we have a sub-community, a Facebook group called the Art Assignment Extra Credit. And its members have created fake flyers, which you can have as a perk.
Some of these are great too.
Yeah.
They're really cool. So it's a great, it's a perk. You can get it at projectfrosm.com/donate, and all the money that you donate goes to Save the Children and Last Mile Health, 2 great organizations. I just noticed how almost overly festive this tinsel is now that I'm actually looking at the live stream.
Yeah. I mean, you've certainly done sillier things on this live stream.
Oh, and I'm sure I will later today. Yeah.
This is pretty tame.
I'm sure we're just getting started. But yeah, so we have only 9 minutes left before I hand the reins back over to Hank. We're at $837,000 total raised for Last Mile Health and Save the Children. And over at the Indiegogo, we are inching towards $200,000. We're over $181,000 now. $18,400 to go to $200,000 raised at the Indiegogo. And remember, all of your donations will be matched. So I want to thank Sigourney and Simon and Lucia and Andrew and Anonymous. Anonymous has been crushing it.
Alvaro. Alvaro.
One of those is probably right. And Brenton.
Apologies.
Who've just backed the Project for Awesome in the last minute.
Amy.
Halle. I'm so bad at pronunciations.
We're killing it, John.
We're crushing it. David and Ben and Daniel and Alex and Em. Amy.
Another Amy.
Oh wait, no, it's just that they're new people, so it's I'm like a software that needs a hard reboot. So when I hand over the reins in a few minutes, we're going to see a video that Save the Children made, and then so you're going to watch that on the live stream, and then on the other side of that, Hank and Etere from Save the Children will come on to talk about the work that they're doing and the relationship that between Nerdfighteria and Save the Children that goes all the way back to 2007 and 2008, the very early days of YouTube, and so we're really thrilled to have them involved with the Project for Awesome again, we've seen their great work all over the world. And Sarah and I have seen it in the U.S. as well.
Yeah.
So they're really a great global organization.
Yeah.
Everything good?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll talk to you in 8 minutes.
Okay, bye everybody.
$840,000. I wonder if we can get to. I wonder if we can just get to 850 before 3 o'clock, so that I can leave the P4A in good hands when Hank comes back to hosting at 3 p.m. Eastern. It's only been 3 hours. We've got 45 hours left to go. I know most of you won't be joining for the entire 48-hour live stream, but I want to say thanks to everybody who's here, everybody who makes this possible every year, including all the people who volunteer to be part of the P4A behind the scenes. Rosianna and Julie and Victoria and Zulea and Sharon and everybody who helps out behind the scenes. And you're going to have lots of great hosts over the next 45 hours, many of them far more entertaining than I am. And thanks to them as well for donating their time, for donating the amazing perks. There's so many perks, so many great perks still to come. I want to say quickly before I leave one perk that just became available. There's 15 of these available. I'll send you a tweet. You don't know when, but I will send you a reply on Twitter to thank you for backing the project for awesome, and also just to say hi or to respond. I don't know. It depends on what you tweeted about recently. That will shape how I respond. But I'll be nice. I promise to be nice. So that's something that you can get, or you can get for a friend if you don't want to use it for yourself. We're now over $182,000 raised, and that means that we're just $7,500 away. Just 70. That's a lot of money. Away from $850,000. I'd love to leave it at $850 for my brother. Thanks everybody again for being part of this and for being in the live stream, for watching Project for Awesome videos, for donating, yeah, we really appreciate it. Lots of people are. Is anyone else planning on staying for the whole thing? Where's my staying on until we drop squad? I mean, just take good care of yourself, okay? Be nice to yourself. Oh wait, is there a weird noise? Oh, sorry. It's because, oh yeah, I'm sorry. It's because that microphone was touching the tinsel. Yeah, I apologize for the microphone touching the tinsel sound. It's fixed now. Just the staying on until you drop squad, it's great, but just take good care of yourself. Remember, sleep is very valuable. Sleep is, I think, the most underappreciated of the major health things in our culture. So don't hurt yourself. But thank you for your enthusiasm and for being part of this. We've raised $183,000 now through the Indiegogo. We've got 4 minutes left before I hand it over to Save the Children and Hank for the 3 o'clock hour. So if you have been waiting to donate, now is the time. If you want to donate while I'm still hosting, because I'm going to be not hosting in 3 minutes. Yeah, so I just want to thank a few more backers really quickly. Peter and Andrea, Patrice, Sarah, Daniel, Rebecca, Kirsten, Kelly, Sydney. That's my mom's name, but it's not my mom. Has a different last name. Madison, Victoria, Daniel, Julie. Oh, that's Julie. I know Julie. Marcel, Michael, Valerie, and Kelly. Thanks everybody for who's donated and taken us now over $183,000. That's just great. And total, the Project for Awesome is now at $846,000 that we've raised for Last Mile Health and Save the Children. And I'm just the last thing I'm gonna do before I go is thank one. I'm gonna just go through a couple of perks that are me specific, so that yeah, because after this, I won't be available to talk about them for 3 hours, because I'm going to be at projectforawesome.com watching P4A videos and voting for charities that that I want to support during the second half of that I want the money raised during the second half of the Project for Awesome to support. So a couple more things from me. For a $23 donation to the Project for Awesome, I'll send you one of my Sharpies that I used to sign the 200,000 copies of Turtles All the Way Down that I signed, along with a certificate of authenticity that in meta news will be signed with a Sharpie. You can also get deleted scenes from my book Turtles All the Way Down. For a $60 donation, you can get a signed copy of my book Turtles All the Way Down that will either have a spiral that I draw or a Yeti that Sarah draws. And for a $100 donation to the P4A, you can get a Tuatara coin, the only coin ever minted by an official government that has a Tuatara on it. But for far less than that, you can get the Project for Awesome commemorative coin, which also features a Tuatara on it. So it's really Tuatara all the way down here at the 2017 Project for Awesome. And also, you can pick the topic of a Wimbly Wombly video or get a personal message on our podcast, Dear Hank and John. I have 1 minute left. So I want to just say thanks again to everybody. I'll see you all, or many of you anyway, at 7 p.m. in just 4 short hours. I'm going to go for a run, maybe take a bath, maybe take a very long bath, maybe use one of those bath bombs that I got. And I'll see you again at 7 o'clock. But in really good news, it does look like we are going to get to $850,000 before the 3 o'clock hour, just barely. It looks like, hold on, I'm going to have to say goodbye to all of you with a party popper if we really get to $850,000, because, well, we did it just in time. Oh, hooray! I'm going to just try to shoot this right up and then have it just like land on my head. It didn't happen for me. But thank you so much. $850,000, 3 hours in, 45 hours to go. You guys are awesome. And I will see you in a few hours. Take it away, Hank, and or Save the Children.
In 2007, Project for Awesome was born with the goal of decreasing world suck. In 2011, Project for Awesome turned 5, and 2 million more children reached their 5th birthday. That same year, almost 60 million school-aged children missed out on their education. In the last 5 years, you've helped us protect children who have been forced to flee from war or escape deadly drought. Because of you, today, 4 million more kids will reach their 5th birthday, and 6 million more will go to school. If Project for Awesome were a child, he would be a happy and healthy 10-year-old learning in school. Thank you, John and Hank Green, Project for Awesome, and the Nerd Fighters for 10 years of changing children's lives for the better. As you grow over the next decade, let's continue to decrease world suck together.
And we do have a final message.
Don't forget to be awesome!
Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Hello. Somehow this all works so well. I just want to say thanks to everybody behind the scenes for making all these things work. And I just sit here and act like I know what's going on. Thanks to them, and thanks also to Stage 10, who has set up the streaming software to make it easy and run smooth for us. And we are also now officially joined by Ettore from Save the Children. Hi, Ettore. How's it going?
Hey, it's going awesome, Hank. How are you?
It's so great to see you at our annual meeting. You can tell me
it is our annual meeting.